get on the brakes as soon as I can.
Thank you, Golden Days, for the follow. let's kick off the show. I can't wait any longer. We have 200 laps at Dover, getting ready for the Gears Racing League pre-race show, getting ready for the Cup Series. Again, welcome aboard, whether you're lurking or twerking. Welcome to the Cliffs of Dover 200 at Dover International Speedway, right here at Casa de la Horseboat for the Gears Cup Series. Again, I am Tom Torrey, aka the Horseboat, welcoming you, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get into it. I hope you all are too. We had the Horseboat 250 last week, which turned out to be a banger, and we have about 40 drivers here tonight, so it's going to be amazing. Again, 200 laps. Here, no stage breaks or anything like that. No fast repairs, 5 tire sets, 70% fuel capacity, and manual race control, or cautions are called by race control. Mike DeWalt missing a race tonight to do that. The weather's going to be auto-generated. Race time is noon, and fixed setup is Dover. And again, initial start is on the green lights, and all subsequent restarts are in the restart zone. I was able to say it this week. That's amazing. The in-sim restart zone is off, but we expect the leader to launch for restarts within the restart zone. Now, most importantly here tonight, the winner of the Cliffs of Dover 200 will earn a $40 cash prize, courtesy of Adrenaline Performance. And again, thank you, Adrenaline Performance, for providing a sponsorship for tonight's race. Again, Michael DeWalt in the tower, going to miss tonight's race, which again, you know, it happens. It's gonna be a thing that us admin and things they as admin are gonna have to do, is take their turn in race control. We'll take a quick out onto the track here. You guys get a feel of who's got speed and who doesn't. You see Peyton Howell right up there, Tilley, Curley, Albert, Rowe, and Hubbard with fast cars. Again, tonight, if you are correct and you are in the stream, and you are present, you select the driver, and if you and other people have selected that driver, you will be put into a drawing to win the newly released body cam on Steam, a new first-person shooter with photorealism, bringing it to the next level. It's going to be amazing. I'm currently downloading that. Hopefully we'll get to see that here tonight. But I digress. Again, go ahead and make your picks now. I got 77 for one. But we're going to get right into the points while everybody makes their picks. Again, you can make it during qualifying, but you have to be present in the stream in order to win. Again, Horseboat 250 winner last week was 72 of Bladen Edwards. Second place, the 999 of Justin Shoup. And third place being Elliott Drummond. Now, in points, Peyton Hall, again, is your leader. 44 points behind him is Elliott Drummond and Connor Rowe right there in your top three. Sean Anderson, Chris Parkman, Cody Johnson, Josh Cole, Justin Shoup, Brad Gutierrez, and Mike DeWalt rounding out your top 10. Again, most notably Brendan Turner, who is not a part of the league anymore, is in your top 25 rounding that out. So if you were a fan of him, well, he's gone. Hopefully y'all are having a beverage, as I am. And let's take a look at the schedule. Again, we're working our way towards the second leg of the season. A real turning point here tonight. So Dover Motor Speedway, they call it here. I call it Dover International. I'm a classy guy. Getting 200 laps. Next week is going to be the Rocket League 100 boost. 45 laps of pain at Watkins Glen. And then 2 weeks from tonight is the Old Smoky Moonshine 125 at North Wilkes-Barre Speedway. That's going to be a fun one. And then a dash cam special for the La Ventura de Larsen 200-260. I can't read. I will be driving in that race against all of these Gears Cup Series drivers. Monza's going to be a blast. Feelings are going to get hurt, and I intend to do that to someone. Jokingly, of course. We'll bring it right back in again. Get your picks, and I only see one person pick. Mike, you must be into that game. That's awesome. Peyton Hall wins. You're going to be, by default, the winner of a copy of a body cam. I don't know if you saw this wonderful picture during Always Watching Wazowski. If you know who this is in stream, in real life, please let me know. Who is it compared to? Again, we are just about ready to kick it off with qualifying. Let's go out on the course. See that 35 of Jazz Hubbard. 6th fastest, that Ford Mustang bringing it home. And it looks like we will conclude qualifying right then and there. Damn near. I guess maybe we won't. Tyler Steiner out here looking to make a start tonight. And it looks like there might be one. So we got 41 drivers for 40 spots. So one person is going to get their feelings hurt. I think Curly or Albert are going to steal one tonight. You got to pick one or the other. B Gaming, what's up, man? How is it going? Hope all is well. RGR fam. Hell yeah, B Gaming. Again, like I mentioned, if you have Steam, if you pick the correct winner of tonight, you'll be thrown into a drawing to win a copy of Body Cam, which just released 1 hour ago. If you don't know what that is, the link is inside the Discord. So go ahead. Mike, giving us an update to our race control on the list, so not sure if we'll full 40 or not. Okay. Okay. I'm glad I'm getting that first hand here. Got race control in the chat, so if you got questions for race control, please feel free to ask as I'm putting him on the spot for that. But we are just about ready to get underway for qualifying. I'm excited to get this race under control and get it going. Oh, he's going to have to go with Tilly. Nate calling his shot. Nate Williams. Let's see what we can do here. Again, we are getting underway. Practice is now finishing. And we will be rolling over into qualifying. And we will roll with somebody here as soon as we can. Again, take my pretty face off the screen again. Tonight's race winner will receive $40 courtesy of Adrenaline Performance. But if Peyton Hall wins, he's going to win his team sponsorship money. Wu-Tan in the house. Wu-Tan Clang. Hell yeah. Again, 200 laps on the docket. So we get set for qualifying. Let's follow along with somebody who we haven't done before. This is Blake Schneider, everyone. In the Miller Lite 6 Ford Mustang. Going to give us a little taste of how it goes around this track. Coming around 3 and 4, being real fancy. First lap, 23.63, good enough for 10th. James Bowles, your current fastest qualifier with a 23.45. Second lap for Blake Schneider. We'll see what he's got in the tank. And you have to be so careful here. Yeah, you see the car wants to break loose out of 4. He gets a 23.57, good enough for 12th and falling a little bit. Brad Gutierrez and Jacob Prince, your pole sitter right now with a 23.30. That is the fastest. Let's see what we can do here. Let's back up his lap. I kind of want to see it. Here we go. We're going to ride along with Jacob Prince, who was the fastest qualifier. Now Peyton Howell with a 23.22. Whew. Again, you have to be present in the stream in order to be eligible to win. You can't hop in, hop out. You have to be here. are in qualifying, and actually, as of A. Snyder guessing the 23, drawing is closed. We are now into qualifying. See, Peyton Howell will ride along with him. Looks like he's got the fastest lap of the 23-22. Beautiful 77 looking machine. Again, recent crossover from Toyota to Chevrolet. Looks beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful off the corner. Again, car control going to be somewhat of an issue here for drivers tonight. And it's just car stability in general. Not so much the driver as it is the car and the track. Skill plays a part in it, of course. But depending on how you treat that car too. Again, tire wear is going to be a little bit of an issue. Trey Holmes now working his way back up. Looks like into 11th. This is Sean Anderson's second lap here. 17th overall so far with the 23.55. See if you can put any more ketchup on that hot dog. And 23.55 is going to be the best he can do. So 17th is what it is at this point. Bladen Edwards currently last in 40th, and we exactly have 40 drivers for tonight's race. So that is awesome. That is fantastic. One of the few races on the year where you don't necessarily have to qualify. Now you should, but you don't have to. So again, Friday night, we are still in the midst of spring. Approaching 8:05 on the eastern seaboard. This is the 14th race of the season. Again, 33 races. There's a lot left as far as time to make a stand, especially if you can make it on points. But if you can't make it on points, you need a win and the minimum number of starts to get in. As we will sit here and wait as they get ready to go green flag racing. They're going to do a little warm-up. Again, a guy, you know, a lot of these guys that are on the bubble, you look at Jonathan Evans, Travis Stroney, and I'll bring up the points just so you guys can see. You know, you look at there from 12th all the way to 24th, in the 24th. Those are the guys that are kind of on the bubble. Now, if you see a highlighted column that has a win, they're already locked in. As long as they make the minimum number of starts, which I believe is 14 to 16, I can't remember right now. They have to make a minimum number of starts, but if they do that, they are in. So if they win, you're in, and make the starts, you're good to go. And some of these guys like Alex Tilley, Travis Stroney, Jonathan Evans, Skylar Comstock, a lot of these guys who don't have wins, points will be paramount. Points will be key. If they can't win, they at least have to run well. Base puppy, which is Nate Williams, and our statistician, one of the statisticians, rule maker, heartbreaker, never mind. Anyways, base puppy with the info. So 18 starts, entries. Is it entries or starts? Somebody fill me in on that. Hopefully we get base puppy in here later. Maybe he can do his best Larry Mack impression. I would love that. Definitely, after the day I've had, I could use some fun humor in that regard. Again, $40 to the winner of tonight's race, courtesy of Adrenaline Performance. And we are about ready to go. Again, as you look at your points, we got about 48 seconds. Before it's time to grid, they're going to address the field, and then we will move forward with this race. Again, Watkins Glen being another road course. I think we have 5 road courses on the schedule, and this will be the third of 5 first being Coda, and then the second being the Chicago Street Course. If I had to pick between the two as far as which one is my personal favorite, I would have to default to Chicago. Chicago was awesome, especially that last lap was just intense. Again, you gotta have a particular taste in racing to enjoy road course racing. Some people love it, some people hate it. I personally, if there's a good battle on the track, it doesn't matter if it's for first place or 10th or 35th, you know, it gets my attention. We're gonna turn down the music and turn up the sounds of Dover here for the Cliffs of Dover 200 right here on Casa de la Horseboat. We are just about set and ready to rock and roll. We'll get the grid. Let you guys see the grid. Hopefully, if it'll let me. Having a little difficulty with SDK. SDK sometimes doesn't like to cooperate. You'd think it'd be perfect, but goodness, it is not. Can't apologize for the technical difficulties. Working just fine just a second ago, and then, of course, it's going to be amazing and be difficult. See what we can get out of this here. All right, as we finally got it to work. That's hot. That's hot. Starting on the pole for tonight's race is going to be Peyton Howell. The outside of him is going to be Jacob Prince. Row 2 is going to be Jonathan Evans. Outside of him, Brad Gutierrez, Chaz Hubbard, and Tyler Curley. Row 3, Skylar Comstock and James Bowles. Row 4. Row 5, Michael McCammett and Alex Tilley. Trey Holmes and Jacob Prince, row 6.
Going next time.
It looks like EOLs are being served, so that's going to mess up everything I'm trying to do. Ryan Robertson, 11th. Trey Holmes, 12th. Keaton Salyers and Blake Schneider is in row 7. Row 8, Austin Blankenship and Matt Albert. Nathan Fuller, Andrew Samford, row 9. Row 10 being Braden McConroy and Jimmy Ensley. Row 11 is going to be Kyle Munson and Brandon Meyer. Row 12 is going to be Chris Parkman and the 21 of Travis Stroney. Christopher Pugliese and Justin Shoup round out row 13. And row 14 is Tyler Steiner and the 3 of Aiden Lunn. Row 15 is Tyler Wooten. On the outside of him, the number 29, Joshua Thornton. In row 16, you have Floyd Stewart. And looks like Paul Wilkins. Stephen Gurley Jr. and Jonathan Militia are on row 17, with row 18 being Andrew Allen and Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. And looks like row 19 and active Jacob Prince and Bladen Edwards. Cody Johnson, and it looks like Sean Anderson starting from pit row. Hopefully that was fast enough for you, because they extended the caution out a little bit so everybody can get situated and get underway. Again, if you're hanging out in the chat. I do appreciate that. As we get set for 200 laps here at Dover. Tyler Curley inheriting the front row. Again, no fast repairs. You mess up and you are done. Or severely injured in the slightest.
Green flag.
And we are off and running, question mark. Yes, indeed. Everybody good to go here, backstretch. Peyton Hall looks like he's going to lead lap 1. And he will. As we move along in this race, kind of wanted to talk about the Sprocket Series and how that went Monday night. Oh, we got action early. 73 of Sanford.
Hey man, your mic sounds like it's a little far away from your mouth again. Just double check that for us, please.
Thank you, Jimmy Johnson, being the spotter here tonight. I should have switched that up, but it's a little too late for that. Let's back that ass up with the meandyourmom.com blimp cam. Looks like the 10 and the 73 just touched tips. Ever so gently. Again, car control, yeah. It looks like a little bit of net code had something to do with that as well. But Sanford, look at that. He did not touch the inside wall. Was he hit at all? Wow, good driving by Gears Cup Series drivers for avoiding that wreck. Andrew Sanford narrowly escaped. Still has a pretty decent car, considering. So that is caution number 1. I shouldn't have said shit, but here we are. Again, want to bring out or mention, if you have Prime and you have a sub and you don't know where to put it here. Proceeds go back into the stream to make it better. Got some goals and ideas in mind, and I'm excited for what the near future will bring, hopefully over the summer. But again, without subs, it makes it a little bit more difficult. I'm still going to climb that mountain and get there. But a little help goes a long way. And the Gears Racing League will love you for it as well. Peyton Howell and Tyler Curley, Jonathan Evans, Brad Gutierrez, and James Bowles, your top 5. Skylar Comstock, Connor Rowe, Alex Tilley, Jazz Hubbard, and Michael McCammon, rounding out your top 10. Oh, and he was at the commit cone. He was at the commit cone. I don't know. Give your thoughts and opinions right there. I think that should be an EOL. That's just me thinking. I don't know if Met Race Control will do that. I don't know if that's a thing. But he definitely was at the commit cone. Give that bastard an EOL. Peyton Howell, one of the best in the league. I'd love to give him a speed bump. I don't know what the hell's going on here with the stream. But hopefully it'll get itself worked out. Got a lot going on behind the scenes. Now, I'm told by race control no penalty for that, which is all good. I was just trying to throw a wrench in Peyton Hall's plans. It's my job. I'm supposed to... Maybe not my job, but I choose for that to be my job at this point. He's always up front. You see this, if you're here, you see the 77 up front. He does a good job. He's a great driver. And if I could throw a wrench and give him a challenge, that would be awesome. It is still a challenge here. Now, nonetheless, it's still a challenge for him to run here. It's not like he's lapping the entire field or anything of that nature. But you can tell, he's just really good. He's really good, and we're happy to have him. Hayes' car is off, and we are back. Ready to rumble in the Geico restart zone. Howell leads us down, and here we go. Green, green, green. Like a Sunday drive in the park. Just hanging out. Up front, you got Curley, Evans, Gutierrez. Bowles almost taking it to the bank. Running there with Alex Tilley again, the 23 Toyota. Connor Rowe right there in that Old Spice 5. Same scheme all year long for that 5 car. You can pick him out of anywhere. 75 in that mobile Ford Mustang. Michael McCammon doing a good job. Running around in 8th, you got Ryan Robertson and Jazz Hubbard. Jazz Hubbard in that 35, rounding out your top 10. We're right along on board with Jazz Hubbard. If you listen closely, you can hear him just ever so gently get off the throttle, get back on, get off a little bit. Car stability is key. Slowly gaining on that 66 Eagles ride of Ryan Robertson. Let's take a look further back in the pack and see what we got. Newcomer Braden Conroy riding around some of our veterans. In front of him in the 21 is Travis Stroney, and right behind him in the 40 it is Kyle Munson. Floyd Stewart changing from the 97 to the 51. Puts on a mellow yellow machine and calls it a day. Thank you, Cole Trickle. Working my way back now, Jonathan Militia and Justin Shoup. Militia in that, what the hell does that say? Shitty Coolers? All right, Shitty Coolers for Jonathan Militia, a guy in the Sprocket Series Monday night. Led a lot of those laps. And at the end, it came down to me and him, and it was awesome. It was a great finish. There's my point of view, my POV on our YouTube page. Go ahead and check that out. Or check out here videos on my channel. Either way, we appreciate that. Oh, Militia almost gave us a first-class ticket to the inside wall on the front stretch. We could ride along with that. Guy we haven't talked about much here yet tonight, Jimmy Ensley in 25th. Riding alongside the 028 of Stephen Gurley Jr. And as I've mentioned in the past, one of my personal favorite guys, Paul Wilkins, or known as The Shine on Twitch. One of the best oval drivers in all of Scotland. rumor has it he may be coming next year to the Gears meetup event at Charlotte. If that guy shows up, I'm going to have to show up. Moving further along back, a guy by the name of Christopher Pugliese in that Patriots 55. Got a new set of pedals today with load cells. Getting used to that. That is awesome. I hope to get those one day here very soon. We're running around in 32nd, getting a feel. Oh, and he smacks the wall live. Sorry if he's watching the stream. Just want to try to put a shine on. Congratulations on some new pedals. Sean Anderson trying to work his way around. Looks like Joshua Thornton gotten into the wall as well. Moving further on back, you've got Skylar Comstock, you've got Tyler Steiner, Chris Parkman, Andrew Sanford, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., another one of those guys who I am a big fan of. Worth native in that Ford Mustang. Beautiful picture. You do not look a day younger than 35. Yeah. Love Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. running around 39. Valiant effort as the man who is literally just a second ahead of third place. Looks like Brad Gutierrez has worked his way up from fourth up into second. And since these guys are doing so well, I am going to put up the first Loose and Loud of the night here at Dover, sponsored by Adrenaline Performance.
Caution, caution. Kind of walk me through a lap here, please.
And it looks like we have a caution, as you guys just saw. Let's back that S up with the MeetYourMom.com instant replay. Let's find out who got caught up in that hot action. Stop right here, kind of see where everybody's at. Ooh, Pugliese, you got Fitzpatrick. Let's tee this up. Aiden Lunn involved some way, somehow. Oh, it looks like towards the end as we're going slow motion backwards. Looks like they're like pirouetting and dancing. It's kind of hot. All right. Looks like the battle begins a little further back. Sanford looks like a little bit involved, but maybe not as much as it seems. Let's see. Looks like Pugliese getting a run. Losing a little bit. Sanford goes low. Oh, and Fitzpatrick just gets up into Pugliese, and the 12 and 55 go for a ride. Aiden Lunn getting a little bit of damage in that, but let's back it up again and see exactly what happened here on the perspective and hood of Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. Oh, yeah, just, I don't know if he didn't want to wait. Looks like Pugliese just had no, just didn't, really had nowhere to go. Considering he's behind, looks like Andrew Allen. Yeah, he was kind of being cautious of the 88. Hey, it happens. It's racing. I think that's a little bit of a racing deal, but I'm not the one who makes those judgment calls. Peyton Hall has led the entire 27-lap fest so far of 200. We are just over an eighth done with this. Again, next week it's going to be 45 laps at Watkins Glen for the Rocket League Boost 100. Same bat time, same bat channel. Again, I am hearing that we are able to be watched on Roku. So that is fantastic. So if you're watching on TV in your living room, congratulations, we've made it. We've made it to the big screen. I can yell to my wife, I'm actually on TV. Even though I have a face for radio. Again, if you have a smart TV, you got the Twitch app. You can watch this. I think you got to log in, I believe. You know, my channel, if you've been here more than once, you understand it's a mature audiences only. If you bring your children to watch it, it's on you. I can't control that. But again, only the second caution of the night. It's been a decent Dover race. Again, Dover has always been a thorn in my side. I can drive it a little bit, but I'm not nearly as fast as some of these folks. Looks like they are racking or re-racking right now. Howell and Gutierrez in row 1 with Curley in row 2. Tilley and Roberts in row 3 with Hubbard and Salyers row 4 with Holmes and McCammon. Row 5 and rounding out your top 10, I am pouring myself another beverage in the hopes of another long green flag run. You see that it says loose and loud, but it's nothing of the sort because I forgot to take it off. So here it goes. It is off. Again, tonight's winner gets $40 courtesy of Adrenaline Performance. Gutierrez and Howell, 2 Chevrolets with a Toyota. Watching in the second row, 77 to lead us off of the Geico restart zone for the Cliffs of Dover 200. We hit pause, now we're hitting play.
Green flag, green flag.
And back at it we go. Most notably, biggest mover of the night is, unsurprisingly, the 72 of Bladen Edwards. Looks like with the race and stop suicide paint scheme, near and dear to my heart. But a big mover here, getting the EOL. Or he just sucked at qualifying, I don't know. Making a run towards the front. Last week's winner trying to go back-to-back. He said earlier today that he feels Dover is one of his 2 best tracks, if I'm quoting it correctly. So EOL, challenge accepted, he says. 31 of 200 complete. His teammate Peyton Howell up near the front. As far as I'm concerned, these cameras kind of suck here. Here we go. We're going to take you around the track with the static cams at Dover. Shit! Tilley going for a ride on the wild side. Looks like he's going to be able to keep it together. We're going to get a replay. I don't know if they're going to call a caution or not. They have not yet. It looks like he just lost it. Oh, he gets the squeeze from James Bowl. Able to keep his car in somewhat decent condition, but that's definitely going to hurt his chances at winning the race. I believe he's still on the lead lap, barely hanging on. We'll give you a quick look at the track map. Yeah, he's barely hanging on. So Again, Peyton Hall, your leader, with Brad Gutierrez in second. Tyler Curley, Connor Rowe slapping the wall. Jazz Hubbard, your top 5.
Caution's out.
And we have another caution.
Out
Nathan Fuller involved. Surprise, surprise from the 24. And that sucks for the man in the Stanley can. 24. In front of him looks like the 75. Looks like a Michael McCammett. Let's see what happened here. Oh, looks like Ryan Robertson gets a little loose, gets a little crazy. Rear fender bender in the wall. And unfortunately for Fuller, he gets just caught up in that. Nothing he could do. And that sucks for the 24. I feel for him there. But I feel like we've said his name a lot in accidents this season. But again, if you're at the wrong place at the wrong time, it is what it is. It looks like Robertson, looks like, ooh, both those cars jockeying for position. I believe that's Keaton Salyers got a little loose. Let's back that up again. That's who I'm seeing. Yeah, I believe that's who I'm seeing up here. Yeah, Keaton. So Keaton and Ryan. Connor hits the wall. They get a little squirrely. They all brake check. Brake, brake, brake. Fender benders. Domino effect. With the 75 and the 24 getting some of the worst of it. That is unfortunate. I feel for Nathan Fuller on that one. Just the wrong place, wrong time. Especially for the 75 and even the 48 of Matt Albert. Again, if you're hanging out in the stream, thank you for doing so. Depending on who wins the race, as we'll get in the drawing for the video game body cam, which is just literally dropped tonight. $30 value. Looks like Howell and company are going to come down and pit. Salyers, Robertson, Albert staying out. As well as looks like the 34 of Brandon Meyer. But Howell will lead them down, and I don't know, I wouldn't second guess the 77 strategy. If I was somebody trying to learn how to drive better, I would be mirroring this guy's movements. He understands it. He knows what it takes to win. Definitely in contention for the championship. And honestly, he could be, we could be staring at him right now, the 2024 Cup Series champion. Don't want to jinx the man, but he's already got 3 wins. Three wins, 7 top 3s, 8 top 5, well, 8 top 10s overall. Has only missed 1 race on the year. Again, the only man closest to that is Elliott Drummond. He only has 10 starts out of the 14. And he's only 44 points back. So when Elliott comes to race, when he's available, he brings the pain. He's got 2 wins, 9 top 10s, and 6 top 3s. Again, caution number 3 on the night, 200 laps to be put down. And then looks like next week you'll have 45 more. 2 weeks from tonight is North Wilkesboro for the Old Smoky Moonshine 125. And then my horse boat POV for the L'Avventura de Larson 260, 100 laps at Monza, June 28th. And it looks like Keaton Salyers Looks like they're getting ready to go double file. Brandon Meyer looks like he's got the Celtics theme for the finals. Looks pretty nice. Big shout out to the 34. And it looks like some of these guys are going to stay out, which is huge. Strategy in play already. Again, a lot of these guys behind him are in freshies. From 10th on back, I believe they have pitted. One to green. So Keaton Salyers and Ryan Robertson are going to be on row 1 to lead us back off. Matt Albert and Brandon Meyer, row 2. Row 3 has Jonathan Evans and Sean Anderson. Row 4 is going to be Travis Stroney and Kyle Munson. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Jimmy Ensley and Peyton Howell. How do you do? Matt Albert having a good run here tonight so far in that 48 machine. He's letting it ride with Tide. Let Tide be your guide. Do your clothes and then it'll dry. Keaton Salyers and Ryan Robertson set on standby to get us back to the Cliffs of Dover 200.
Green flag.
Toyota Camrys on the front row, and here we go, go, go. Green gears and green flags are abundant. Salyers out in front, I believe for the first time all year. Hits the wall, making his mark, literally. With Matt Albert trying to rally on the outside. Going to let Robertson pull up alongside him. Robertson's going to duck back in. But new leader on the track, Keaton Salyers, leading his first green flag laps of the race. And I believe our second... Whoa! Howell almost took a ride on the loud side. Stroney's going to get out of the way, but Tyler Curley right here, 3 wide nearly. Battle for 5th. 6th. I don't know. Howell now going to have to work back up through the field, picking his spots carefully. All over the back bumper of Jonathan Evans. Looks right on board with the 77 as his pursuit to return to the front continues. It's like they all pull over for his ass. I don't get it. I know he's faster, but block him. Do something. Sweet baby Jesus. Look at how he takes that corner in comparison to everybody else. Oh, and the front end is gone. We gotta back that up. What happened here? Is he okay? It like glitched. Look at that. I'm gonna ride on board. Okay. What the fuck was that? At least he's okay. Thank goodness for that. As we were doing that, Keaton Salyers has given up the lead, and we have a caution on the track. Looks like we have ourselves a caution. Not sure what has happened there. Let's see what is going on. Again, Dover, one of those racetracks where car control is the thing, you know, and we have been learning. Again, it's a learning process with these new cars. Some guys really understand them. Some guys really don't. Here we go. Looks like we've got what we need. Back in action is our ticker. It has been kind of finicky tonight, but guess what? I am all over it, baby. I am all over it. I hope y'all are having a good time here tonight. Maybe haven't had as much of a rough week as I have. And thank you for sticking it out and tuning in to watch us every week. Can't appreciate that enough. Again, we are about a quarter complete, about 50 laps in of the 200 required. Again, if we got rain, it'll be called at halfway. Just kidding. There's no rainouts. It's iRacing. Silly goose. And I'm told race control has their hands full. I'm not sure what happened there on the caution. I will try to review that at the end of the race. It has been a very good race so far. Only a few cautions, nothing to really speak about. Again, Dover is a challenging track in and of itself. On the surface, when you're looking at this track, you're like, oh, it's got some good banking here. Definitely makes for some good competition. But once you get out on the track, especially with these next-gen cars, it's a little different. It's a little different of a feel, rather than coming in per se with an Xfinity car or a ARCA car. So it's a little bit different. These guys are working, you know, the Wednesday night practice, we had a few people, or a good amount of drivers in it, trying to understand what their car is going to do, and it's really shown here tonight so far. Again, we're just over 50 laps in. And pace car lights are off, which means we're going to resume getting it on. Peyton Hall and Tyler Curley is going to be row 1. Row 2 is going to be Brad Gutierrez and Brandon Meyer. Hopefully Curley comes back. Row 3, Connor Rowe and Matt Albert of the 48 Tide Ride. Jazz Hubbard and Travis Stroney in row 4, and outside, or on the outside, they're looking in the top 10, Jacob Prince and the newcomer Braden Conroy. And Howell and Curly, the guys on the front row to start the race, is going to get us back started here for this restart. Pace car has pulled off. And Howell is going to lead us down to the Geico restart zone to resume the cliffs of Dover 200. Good jump. As long as he maintains it, that should be good. Jonathan Militia has worked his way up from 36th to 13th in his shitty cooler 69. Jimmy Ensley right there. Floyd Stewart in 15th. Racing alongside fellow Mellow Yellow with a different color green, Stephen Gurley Jr. And while we can, let's institute our second of the night. Oh, banging against the wall.
I think we're under caution here.
And it looks like everybody's going to be okay. I think calling caution out of caution definitely was probably the verdict there. And nobody around, it looks like. I don't see anybody. But they're going to call the caution just for that. 2 cars getting into it. Just about, as I was just about to call another loose and loud. So you got lucky there. You got lucky. But Peyton Howell is your leader for this race and has dominated the Gears Cup Series so far with 3 wins. Elliott Drummond the closest with 2. Top of the leaderboard. And a bane for most drivers. Big shout out to Brad Gutierrez, who has been up near the front all night long. And I think for some of these guys, they are, I think, holding a little bit back. Howell, I think, is just naturally just really fast. He's gifted as a driver. It's just something he knows. You look at the nice green Stroh's machine. Again, he's got his own, I'm told, his own landscaping or lawn mowing business. I can't remember, but if you're in Michigan and need a guy to mow your lawn near the Temperance, Michigan area, give this man a call or look up Stroh's Lawn Care. He will trim your bush. I love the green rims. I'm a big fan of green on race cars. It's got to look right. And that's a really, really well crafted race car. Factor Mike says, might be time for a word from our sponsors. We might. I know you're baiting me into that. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know if it's a good time. We'll see. We'll see. I know you want it. I see a long run happening on this restart. Base Puppy, get in here. We need a good Larry Mack impression and projection. Our viewers need it. God needs it. Connor Rowe, Started in 9th, working his way up to 4th. Again, we have a lot of races left here this season. It's crazy to think that we are 14 races in 2024. 2024, I remember planning it very vividly with this crew, with this group. Our group has grown as far as an admin team. Our group has grown as a core. We have a lot of racers that show up week in and week out. Slave to the game, committed to the business that is Gears Racing League, and shares their time with us out on the track. Again, I can't stress to people enough. It's not money that you can give, it's your time that is the most valuable. Again, Peyton Hall and Tyler Curley going to start us off on the front row with Brad Gutierrez and Connor Rowe in row 2. Matt Albert and Travis Stroney is going to be row 3. Row 4, Jazz Hubbard and Jacob Prince. Braden Conroy and Bladen Edwards in row 5. And row 6 with Justin Shoup and Jonathan Milish. The 69 and 999 just can't seem to get enough of each other. The 51 of Floyd Stewart and Jimmy Ensley are going to be row 7. Row 8 is going to be Blake Schneider and Skylar Comstock. Row 9 is going to be Ryan Robertson and Jonathan Evans. Running on your top 20 is Chris Parkman and Alex Tilley, question mark, in that Browns Toyota Camry. Thank you for follow. Elliot Drummond to the top. That's pretty weird. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. And Elliot Drummond, second place in points. I don't know if that's a fan account or a real account. Hey Tom and Go Curls, I believe that is Elliot. Thank you for joining the stream. Here we go. Pace car is off. Hall and Curley to lead us off. And the Geico restart zone as we resume the Cliffs of Dover 200. If I don't say bend over once tonight, I'm going to lose it. Howell off again to a good jump. Gutierrez and Rowe battling for third. Dicing to the inside on the 84 goes the 5. Is Granny spry? No, she's not. He's going to hold strong in 4th. Jacob Prince in the 39 to the inside of Travis Stroney. Watch this battle here for 6th place. Stroney's going to give it up to Prince. Bladen Edwards, the man dead last, coming up inside the top 10 and 8th. Race and stop, Suicide, Chevrolet Camaro. Pinups. And we have another caution. Who the hell is it? Stephen Gurley Jr. Let's back that ass up for the meandyourmom.com instant replay. Pay attention to that mellow yellow 028. Looks like he loses it. And steers it right. Gets into Steiner, which has the worst luck ever. And is able to stay alive. Let's see how bad. Oh, yeah. That sucks. Right on board with Tyler Steiner. Oh, dear God. Not as... Oh, that hurts, though. That initial hit wasn't bad, but the way that it pushed him to the inside wall, nothing Steiner could do. Damn. I feel for this guy. Tyler Steiner, he's one of the most guys where he is soft-spoken, but when he speaks, you listen. And he's just trying to run around and get some laps tonight. He just has the worst luck I think I've seen of any Gears Cup Series driver. And it bums me out. I want him to win one. I want the 44 to win one. That would mean the world to me. I think if he wins, the channel wins. Getting some lucky dogs. Wave around. Looks like that was a lucky dog. Nobody's pitting. It looks like so far anybody on the lead lap. Nate, I don't know what you're doing, jinxing everybody. You're jinxing the field, dog.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
Jinx in the field, man, for sure. Now, the goal for this is what?
I'm gonna drive and I'm gonna go fast and I'm gonna turn to the left sometimes.
Absolutely. J. Cole, can I get a recap of what happened so far? I'm out camping on the lake with a beer in hand. Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. Peyton Howell has led most of this race. Curly, I believe, has led a lap or two. Keaton Salyers has led a few laps as well. We've had 4 cautions. Most of these are just little single 2-car wrecks. Nothing that has taken the entire field out, which has been great. Official Exotic says, "Go Jimmy." Your boy Jimmy, he is sitting in 15th and on pace for a career best finish in that Hurricane Hounds Ford Mustang. But Peyton Howell has been the man up front for most of this race. Tyler Curley has been a really solid contributor up near the front. Brad Gutierrez has been like a rolling stone near the front. Connor Rowe started 9th up to 4th. Jacob Prince here up to 5th. Bladen Edwards started dead last with an EOL, has worked his way back up to 6th. Travis Stroney, your teammate, up into 7th, started 26th. Maybe I just need to sell my setup. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You are too valuable. Absolutely not. Bad luck, yes. Should you sell your shit? Absolutely not. Damn good race car driver, but you're like me, man. We just got bad luck. Sometimes you just can't shake it. I seriously, as I mentioned, I don't know if you were in the stream before, but a win for Tyler Steiner is a win for the channel. I am a big supporter of that. Again, you sponsored the Daytona 250. You made Gears your home. You spent the last, 2 years here. It'd be nice to see you get a win because you deserve it. If you're one of the guys that I believe deserve it the most, you are on that list. Tyler Curley, Peyton Howell, row 1. Connor Rowe, Brad Gutierrez, row 2. Bladen Edwards and Jacob Prince, row 3, with Travis Stroney and Jazz Hubbard, row 4. And rounding out your top 10 is Braden Conroy and Jonathan Militia in that shitty Coolers 69. Again, this race proudly sponsored by Adrenaline Performance. Winner of this race earns a cool $40 cash for their efforts. Freedom United with 3 cars in the top 15. Keep up the good work, guys. And Thomas Center says, I appreciate it, Tom. Maybe Sprocket will treat me well. Hey, it treated me well. And I'm not going to tell you because I haven't told anybody how that's going to turn. Jacob Prince almost ate shit. And Strode does and takes the new guy, Conroy, on the wall, and the rest of the field with him. Holy shit. It is a proverbial parking lot on that front stretch. Let's back it up. And let's see what caused the Menage a Trois of pain or the orgy of pain. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was bad. But let's see what happened here with that Menage a Trois of pain on the restart. Take a look at the perspective of Matt Albert. Yeah, you saw Prince stutter. And it just all got buck wild from there. Oh. Well, it happened. I didn't think it was going to happen because we got past lap 1, but it happened. Right on board with Blake Schneider. Oh yeah, he's the one that got sandwiched. Travis Strode. We're gonna ride along with the 21 here. Official Exotic says, "Holy shit, that was crazy." Yeah, that was the first actually wild crash of the night. Get in that parking lot. Yeah, Prince spun him. Travis thought he had it, took Conroy with him. Wow, yeah, look at all that sexiness. Some of those cars are okay and will be just fine. But in Stroh's case, I don't know, man. I don't know. Not the best restart we've ever had, but not the worst. Definitely not the worst, guys. To be fair. Again, it looks like we're going to see some guys go to pit lane. Look at all those DirecTV satellites. Holy cow. Have you ever noticed that? J. Cole Cheer 50 bits. Thank you, sir. If I could do a hot tub stream like you do and shake them, I definitely will. Yeah, but you see a lot of cars dip into pit road trying to fix that damage. It's certainly unfortunate for those guys. Larry Mack, what time is it?
Pump the brakes. Focus on what you can really control.
Yeah, that is true. Thank you for the shout out there. Gotta focus on what you can control. Which is this Old Smoky caramel whiskey I'm controlling right now in my hand. J. Cole. If you're in the stream right now and hanging out, this one is for you. Clinky clink. To you, sir. Again, as they get ready to go back to green flag racing, we have a lot A lot left here to go. We'll give you, oh, whoa, too many leaderboards. 71 of 200 complete. We're near the halfway mark. This is not the third caution. They are lying to you there. It was about the 5th or the 6th. 71 car. Let's see where they're at. I'll give you a perspective, see where they are. Oh, 71. Oh, you're looking at laps. Gotcha. I'll try to get you a look. If there was a number 71 car, I was going to try to find it. I might have found it, even if it didn't exist. I might have found it. New front row. Connor Rowe and Peyton Hall. Peyton Hall, your leader, is going to be leading us off when we go back to green flag racing. Peyton Hall with 3 wins on the year, looking to make it for a deadlock for the playoffs. Oh, wow, we got barking in the background. All right, so we have Peyton Howell and Connor Rowe, row 1. Bladen Edwards, teammate with Howell in row 2. Tyler Curley right there. Brad Gutierrez and Jazz Hubbard. Jonathan Militia, Jacob Pritz, Justin Shoup, and Ryan Robertson rounding out your top 10. As we are going to take this restart with a fresh, loose and loud, courtesy of Adrenaline Performance.
Ready, green. Caution somewhere. How's it driving there, homie?
the Shine rating with 4 viewers. Thank you for joining the channel and hanging out. I am Tom Torrey, aka the Horseboat. We are getting set to go back to Green Flag Racing with teammates Peyton Howell and Clayton Edwards to lead us off on this most current restart. Looks like the Shine might be done. I'm going to try to see if I can get him in the booth. Mr. Mech 85 following this minute, bringing us up to 379 followers. That kicks so much ass. Thank you for watching this channel. Again, we're just here hanging out. We are race 14 of 33 in our current season. Peyton Howell leads us off from the outside in the Geico restart zone. As Clayton Edwards, his teammate, to the inside. Tyler Curley and Connor Road, row 2. Jess Hubbard and Brad Gutierrez, row 3. Howell just gets such a good jump off of that restart. Nay, you don't say horse in a boat. That's right, brother. If you don't know what horse boat is, whoa, looks like we got some action there with Curley and Rowe. We're gonna let that ride as they hit pit lane. Look up The Office and Golden Ticket. The episode about the Golden Ticket. That's where you'll know. Get Peyton Howell, Clayton Edwards, Brad Gutierrez, Jazz Hubbard, and Jacob Prince, your top 5 with Justin Shoup, Ryan Robertson, Jonathan Militia, Braden Conroy, and Chris Parkman rounding out your top 10. Oh, we got action!
Talk to you about your car real quick.
Conroy. Looks like he's taking it to pit lane, but not before bringing out the next caution. Let's see what happened here. Coming out 3 and 4. That car just gets a little loose. It collects Parkman in that Monster Energy machine. Looks like he will be just fine, but Conroy not so much. Bringing out our latest caution. Again, the Cliffs of Dover 200, sponsored by Adrenaline Performance. 40 USD to the winner of tonight's race. Peyton Howell currently on pace of winning that. Again, disappointing for one of my favorite drivers, the Shine, Scott Wilkins, getting an early exit of tonight's festivities. Looks like we're gonna try to get him in here. Give me 1 second. We'll get him in a sound check if we can. Paul, if you got a copy there, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Aha! Hello, Thomas.
There we go. Yeah, we got you all nice clear. Paul, you were collateral damage in that one. You really had nothing to do with it. But I do appreciate you sparing a little bit of your time.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. That was just one of these things that you just can't get away from, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're just, you know, it's like Nate Fuller. Sometimes he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it seems to fall your way as well. Tyler Steiner, I think you've been here long enough to know, you can probably agree, Tyler Steiner has probably some of the worst luck amongst our drivers. Yeah,
absolutely. It's been one of those races where you think hanging about at the back end is going to be a good idea, and then it's just not, because you might be able to avoid the wreck in front of you, but the guys behind you aren't watching and not paying enough attention like what you are, and then they just wipe you out. But I'm not naming numbers, and I'm not bad-mouthing anybody. I enjoy the league too much to do that.
No, we get that totally. I mean, it's racing, right? I mean, it's going to happen. Shit's going to happen from week to week. Fortunately, you just caught the broad end of that.
That's what always happens, man. That's what always happens. But no, I love the league. I love the guys that are in it. It's just I really look forward to a Friday night or a Saturday morning for me, for what time it is, because we're 20 past 2 in the morning for me. It is here
right now. Is that it?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, I appreciate your commitment, dude. I wouldn't do that, but you really do. You put it out there. You do commit to it. I was gonna ask you, man. Do We got the Sprocket Series. You got any thought of running in that, or is your I rating too high?
No, well, the thing is, my rating's just over 3K in the ovals, but the problem is, I think the night that you run it on is a school night for me. So
Oh,
I have
okay,
work
okay.
the next day, and I can't be up till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning
Hell
racing.
no, yeah, no, I don't blame you. I was like, well, man, it'd be awesome to race with Paul, but then I put 2 and 2 together about how the time works out as far as our schedules. So, yeah, this definitely a bummer. We'd love to have you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's just it's such a shame, you know what I mean? I was going to just like switch off there, and I thought, no, I'll come in and have a wee chat for a minute, but it's so disappointing when these things happen. It's when the front end gets the damage on the car, that's you annihilated. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You're out the race, and it's one of these things. You just got to get on with it, you know?
Yeah, and
Because it's only going to take one
parts. Yeah, it does. It really only takes, because there's no fast repairs. That's all it takes to ruin your race here tonight. And I understand like some people's emotions about getting involved in stuff and stuff that, like in your case, that was out of your control. You had nothing to do with that. It's just it's the realism of racing that we bring here to Gears, which love it or hate it, it is what it is.
I'll be honest though. Mike's doing an amazing job in the race control tonight. It's like everybody's on their best behavior tonight.
I think it is, because Mike is our what they call franchise player of our admin team.
Oh yeah,
he's the face of the franchise. He is our top tier owner. He's a guy that calls a good tight race, and honestly, he understands the rules like Nate Williams. Both those guys are neck and neck as far as the understanding and implementation of the rules. So I would expect that these guys are on their best behavior. So yeah, Wilkins, you nailed it right on the head, man.
There's some difference tonight. There's so much less chatter, and everybody's behaving, you know. Oh well, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Teammates with Howell and Edwards to lead us off for the Geico restart zone, and I don't know because I wasn't. We turned the chat communications off, the comms for the broadcast, just so people can enjoy the racing instead of people talking as far as it goes. I know some people may prefer that or not. But the chatter was relatively low here so far.
Yeah. Oh no, we were told before the race started by Mike, no chit chat or you'll be getting muted. And there has been zero chit chat through the whole race. Apart from one guy, I can't remember who piped up. He said something, and Mike told him to shut up. So it was quite funny. Awesome. It was quite funny. No.
Well, I'll give you guys a little bit of insight because I'm in on those meetings. I take part in them every week. I'm there and present every single week. We wanted to crack down on that. That was a big point of emphasis because I understand of people making light or, giving each other some shit. I think that's to be expected. But from what I have heard, now I haven't seen it with I haven't heard it with my own 2 ears just because I've been in the booth away from that. But it seems like it was getting a little bit too chippy for everyone's own good.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. It's just people need to realise that the passion runs high in everybody in these races. And to be honest, in normal official races on iRacing, to me it's the salt that makes the racing so exciting.
Oh sure.
But it's got to be within reason. And when everybody starts getting to know each other in here, they get a bit too confident with what they're saying, and it just gets a bit too much. But no, Mike is like God tonight, and if anybody's going to misbehave, they're going to be getting launched out the door.
Mike is going to enjoy watching this back and listening to the praise. He will appreciate that, and honestly, it's a good. That's basically where I was. Mike is running a pretty tight ship tonight, and it's definitely exemplary.
Yeah. That's funny. That is funny.
As we're watching here a battle for 7th place between Ryan Robertson, Jonathan Militia. Looks like Justin Shoop's in that mix with Jacob Prince. This group battle here, Paul. Again, I know it's late. I think, what is it, Saturday morning for you, technically?
Yeah.
If I live in reality. I heard something on the radio today, and I wanted to share it with you because I don't know if you listen to a lot of it. I'm out of Milwaukee here, so I listen to a lot of Milwaukee talk radio. They said something about Japan because their birth rate being so low that they actually the government has created an app for your dating. So instead of going on Tinder or whatever these people do, I don't know, I'm not on that shit, I don't care. they go on the Japanese government website to find a marriage partner. But there's three big things, Paul, and I want to know your read, because I laughed really hard when I heard it. First is an actual face photo, which I understand, and with filtration, you can do whatever you want. Two, you have to actually give a copy of your tax returns, as far as so you have
it graded on how much money you make.
Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah, that's it. And then three, you have to sign stating that you're not looking for a hookup. You're looking to get married.
Oh, okay. So you've got to commit to your marriage decisions.
Yeah, so
and
now...
this is only in Japan.
This is only in Japan. Now, the question I have is, what if, like, you were paired, you were in a quote-unquote government pairing, and it didn't work out, and they forced you to marry her anyways? Would you do it?
Probably. Probably. And you know something? It's funny you say that, because I think, is the number not 1.5 per person or per couple of children is what their number is just now? I
think right now, yeah.
Which, it's funny, I was actually watching on another channel the exact same thing about that, and it's actually making me want to move to Japan.
Jimmy Hensley looks like he might have been involved with the latest wreck. Let's back that ass up and rewind it. Paul, this has been a pleasure. Hold on, let me replay this. Looks like it is Jimmy Hensley and Keaton Salyers. Again, if you don't know who this man is, he is the Shine. Look him up on Twitch. It is Paul Wilkins, the number 11 machine, getting absolutely murdered tonight. But
I'm thinking about my Japanese wife.
Yeah, thinking about his Japanese wife, pending his tax returns.
Yeah,
might be eligible, and it looks like if you look at that back there, looks like Ensley getting caught up in some shit. And Paul, that's hysterical, man. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm gonna keep drinking this whiskey. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, no, quite right. I'm sitting watching your stream. I'm watching it live on my game just now, but I'm watching your stream because you're replaying. Oh, that guy got loose, didn't he?
I love the 53. Jimmy Hensley, low key, is another one of those guys that I like to watch race. He's got good spirit. He's got good heart. One of those underdog stories that you would love to see pan out one day. I think that's one of my guys out on the track currently, getting involved in some shit, but it looks like he's going to get back out there and evade a lap down. So that is amazing. You see Howell right there. And Paul, do you stream like every day? What's your schedule like?
So, if we're not in week 13 and we're not in chaos and whatever else, I try and do an NIS event during the week.
Okay.
I try and stream my my Gears League on a Friday night, not to overtake your feed, but
you gotta have it. You gotta have your POV. I get it.
Yeah. And I also like to do a bit of streaming maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday. I'll maybe do a couple of NIS races over the weekend, or I'll maybe do some C Opens. Like this weekend I plan on streaming Saturday, Sunday, and doing some C Opens, because that's the only thing that you can gain I rating on this weekend.
Now, if you're in the chat, Paul, go ahead and put your link out in the chat. So people who don't know you or haven't followed you yet, put yourself in the chat there so people can.
Absolutely.
He is definitely entertaining, guys. If I'm hanging out on my computer, I see this guy on Twitch, I turn it on. He's funny. He's a great personality for iRacing and for Twitch. Again, one of Scotland's best and few oval racing drivers on the track. Oh, he's got a star. What is the stars for? I don't get that shit. Send me the link in Discord and I'll put it up if that's the way it's going to be. I don't understand that, and I'll fix that later on the back end, but I can't do it right now. Ryan Robertson is going to assume the lead. But we'll get you that link if you guys are interested here. Well, not if. We're going to get you that link so you guys can follow if you haven't followed him yet. Again, Paul, I know you watch my stream quite a bit. One of my favorite guys to have around as far as being able to see and on the track. What would be as far as these cars and at Dover, what was your greatest challenge as far as tonight getting into the race?
So my thinking in this race, because there's some races where I'll attack it and I'll want to qualify quite well and I'll just want to be battling up towards the front. This race, with the way that everybody was driving in the practice and they were spinning out and like you need to run a lot of laps around here to become consistent without losing control coming out of like 2, especially coming out of 2. I thought I'm going to hang back at the back of the field and I'm just going to let everybody smash, and it'll get to a point where you'll hit maybe 100 laps and it was going to start to quieten down a bit. There's going to be less damage, and then you're going to be able to push forward to the front. But that was my plan. I was doing all right at the back, and then I just got caught up in something, which is just, it's just one of these things. It's, you know what I mean? It's just trying to stay out of trouble, and it's not usually me that causes it. It's always somebody else that's making a mistake where they think, I need to turn left, I need to move out the way, and then they'll not think, oh, there was a car beside me, because a lot of these people are, they do run on single monitors. And when you run on a single monitor, you've got tunnel vision. And I have 3, well, I've got 4 monitors where I sit. So I have monitors at the side, and I can see what's going on. So you're never going to escape my blame if you wipe me out during a race. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I've got 3 screens, and I feel like if I got a 4th, my wife would fucking kill me. So I want one really, just so I can put up and see the chat a little clearer. I got a lot going on my end as well. Before we'll get back to you in just a moment here, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan Robertson and Jonathan Evans going to lead us off, with Cody Johnson and Brandon Meyer, row 2. Row 3 is going to be Matt Albert and Blake Schneider, Bladen Edwards, Peyton Howell, Andrew Sanford, and Brad Gutierrez, rounding out our top 10. Again, a teammate, I believe, of yours, or at least a good friend, Jonathan Evans, on that front row. 26 and the 66 in the Geico restart zone. Green flag action. Liberty Bringer, mine's bigger, has a bigger screen than me. It's bullshit. Oh man, the shine is the man you. Single monitor motherfucker. Paul says it's the best.
Yeah, single monitor motherfuckers, because I shouted that out one day when somebody crashed into me. That was my... And
that's where that comes from. I appreciate the lore on that. I didn't know kind of where that came from. I thought it was funny nonetheless without knowing the lore. But just
because I shouted that out one day when somebody crashed into the side of me. It's like, single monitor motherfucker. And then they took a grab of what I said and put it on. You can actually buy that comment on Cody's streams.
Yeah, I do that. I buy it on yours. Whoa, looks like Shoop.
Somewhere. How's it driving there, homie?
Looks like we'll back that up to see, but it looks like Mike called it. I think on Shoop, but I'm not sure. Oh, no, behind us. Behind us. Who was that? Chris Parkman, maybe? Let's look. I don't know. I don't know, Paul. I don't know if you're watching. Oh, who's behind that? Let's see.
See, the whole field is...
Curly, looks like it might have been Thornton. Yep, it was Thornton. Thornton. Looks like him and Rowe. All right, let's ride along on board with Connor Rowe. Yeah. Rowe all over that Coke 029's back end. Let's see what happens. And took him for a little bit of a ride. That's unfortunate. And then he goes right into the wall. And that's going to probably end his night if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. That's the front right-hand corner of your car. If you smash that in the wall, your engine's gone. That's it. Game over.
Yeah, I know. Our totaling, especially with the update, our totaling still very sensitive.
Oh, my God. Whenever you get your front right-hand corner of your car bumped a bit, you've really got to watch your water temps, your oil temps as well. And that was me, but that was what I got hit, and then it wiped my engine out immediately. So...
Wow.
It's the worst bit of it, but it's funny. Like Cody was in a big accident during this race. So was Sean in a big accident at the start of this race. But they're continuing on, and they just have that wee bit more luck than what I have. I don't know if it's because I'm not American. I think that. I'll blame that
yeah. Oh, okay. It's cultural difference. Is that it now, Paul?
I'm starting to think, do I need a lower ping rate for me not to get damaged as much in these races? Do I need to come to America and live?
Jeez. I got to ask you, man. It's kind of a contingent. Are you... I don't mean to put you on the spot, so please don't assume that I am. I'm not really.
No. bash on.
Is
Carry on.
Charlotte, North Carolina, kind of on your map next year for the Coke 600, maybe?
Well, what I said to Mike in the chat in Discord was that the go-kart event should be around a scoring round of the championship for the Gears League next year. So
You're
if
on
you
board
want-
with that too? That's fucking crazy.
Well, why not be crazy? We're only here once, you know what I mean?
So you're gonna travel all the way from Scotland to North Carolina, participate in a live points race at Trackhouse
Yes.
for Gears.
Yes.
You would really do that?
Yeah.
All right, now Paul, I'm gonna make a pact with you right now on stream, okay?
Yeah.
And I know my wife's gonna hate me for it, but I know my wife loves me, so we're gonna go for it. If
Yeah.
you commit and go to Charlotte next year, you let me know as soon as possible. And when you
Yeah.
do that, I will then in fact commit for Charlotte 2025 and meet
Oh,
you there
nice.
with the crew in North Carolina. I know the other guys that give me all sorts of reasons to come, but if you're gonna make the trip all the way across the pond from Scotland
Yeah,
to
man.
the United States, you are one person out of this whole league that I have to meet at least one time. So
No.
we have to have some whiskey together. We have to have some good times. Like I'm
Yep.
calling for a full no stop in North Carolina.
Man, the whiskey's made where I come from, you know what I mean? That's where the finest.
I will puke and rally with the best of them.
Oh, yeah.
So think about it. Think about it. We
Absolutely.
don't have to do it right now. Liberty Bringer says
No.
bring some Scottish whiskey. Liberty Bringer. I might have to bring that dude with me. I work with this guy. Great dude. If you see him in the chat, he's Liberty Bringer. We
Yeah,
play a
yeah.
lot of Hell Divers on Steam. One of the I've known him for a few months. He is one of the best dudes I've met in the workplace, and great. He's got a great family. His wife is awesome. She works there as well. Appreciate them
Absolutely.
supporting the stream. They don't even race in this league, but they watch it because they enjoy NASCAR. So that is so cool that they've given us some time.
Here's a pace car coming in.
Oh yeah, pace car is coming in. You are right. I will shut the hell up with my sentimentals and get back to it with
Whiskey's
Ryan
taking too much of
Robertson
an effect.
and Jonathan Evans. Hey, that's how it goes. Matt Albert and Cody Johnson again. Cody Johnson, your 2023
Hey, Mike.
champion. Bladen Edwards and Peyton Howell, Jacob Prince, Brad Gutierrez, Jacob Troop, and Blake Snyder rounding out your top 10 as we get back to Green Flag Racing.
Green
Again, Mike
Flag.
shouting out Paul.
Yeah.
Mike's got a
Mike,
tough
you're the
job
man.
tonight.
Yeah, you're the top man, Mike. You got everybody told. Everybody's on
Holy
the best page.
shit!
Oh,
Caution.
Edwards ate
72.
shit, and I think that was thanks to Cody Johnson and Netcode.
no. It
I saw
certainly
that
was.
right away. Coming off the green here. Again, apologies for the wrecks here tonight. Again, some of it's been Netcode. Yeah, that was Netcode. It threw him into the wall like a rag doll. Maybe we should get sentimental. This is getting wild. Again, I don't know. Scott Wilkins, or Paul Wilkins, excuse me. I don't know why I'm calling you Scott. What the hell am I talking about? You're from Scotland.
That's all right.
Are you on Steam?
Um,
Is this a
I
date?
do have Steam. I don't run iRacing through Steam.
Okay. Yeah, I don't either.
I run it solely. But the thing is, I used to play a lot. Like I used to be a big PUBG player.
No
and
way,
then-
really?
Oh, massive! Like I've got maybe 4,000 games on PUBG.
I would never peg you for a PUBG player. Well, again, I guess
No, no,
we
but-
haven't hung out that often, but damn,
The thing
that's
is,
awesome.
PUBG was way better than like Fortnite or Call of Duty for me because it was a wee bit more mature, so it was a wee bit more slower paced.
That's
Because
tactical.
I'm like, yeah, and the thing is that you've got to think about every game was a big setup. But once one of my friends told me to download iRacing and try it out on a PC, I done that, and then £12,000 later, I'm sitting in a rig that I don't regret spending the money on because it's probably the best bit of pleasure in my life is this setup.
So do you have like a complete sim rig with the seat, the whole like rumble or I don't know whatever they call it, but the whole rig itself.
Oh yeah, I've got 4 monitors. I've got a SimiCube bass. I've got VRS pedals, and I've got a SimLab P1X rig. So, no, I've spent as much as I could possibly spend on my rig.
That is a dream.
Oh, it is the dream. I am sitting. I've got a big sequential shifter, and funnily enough, when I sit in my rig, my sequential shifter is on the right-hand side of me, which is not how we have our cars in this country, because my gear stick's normally on my left. But I like to keep things IRL.
Okay,
so I need to keep my simulation exactly how it is in real life.
Is that funny for you? Does it feel funny?
No, it feels like I'm racing in NASCAR, you know?
Okay, so it doesn't feel different. So I would have to admit, man, because, you know, in America, we drive on the left side of the car. To flip that around, I'm left-handed naturally, so it would be just weird. For me, it would just feel weird, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. My less skilled hand holding the wheel. I don't know.
No, I just I enjoy it. I enjoy being as close to reality as possible, because it's like when you set up your iRacing sim rig, one of the most important things is your field of view.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yes.
And where my rig sits, because I'm so tight for space where I live, I'm in what you call a closet, but in my country I call a cupboard. So underneath my stairs, I have a closet, and my side screens sit at 90-degree angle from my front screen.
What? Okay, yeah, so we may need to see. I may need to see a screenshot of that someday if you got time. If you got time later.
Yeah, no, I'll take a picture. The width of my room where I sit is the same width as one of my monitors, which is a 27-inch.
Okay, so I'm claustrophobic. That would freak me the hell out.
It's quite immersive.
Doesn't it get hot?
Sometimes, but then I've got fans blowing.
All right.
And I've got one of these things under my seat that vibrates my seat when I change gear and when I go over rumble strips. I love it. Honestly, I love sim racing. It's the best thing ever.
That's awesome. You definitely know how to get people hyped about it. And Rudik says hi to you.
Yeah, Rudy. Seriously? What's happening, dude?
Yeah,
Rudy for president. He's the main sponsor for Sean.
That's awesome. And I see that on the hood, right?
Yeah, that's the picture of Rudy's on the side of Sean's car.
Ryan Robertson and Matt Albert on the front row with Jonathan Evans and Peyton Hall. Cody Johnson and Jacob Prince with Brad Gutierrez and Justin Shoup. Blake Schneider and Jazz Hubbard round out your top 10. Again, if you've got a sub, got that Prime, don't know where to use it here. It'll go back towards the stream. I want to get another camera. It's a little better than the one I got. Trying to work my way up for that. Matt Albert and Ryan Robertson leading us off. That Eagles Super Bowl champions machine. Here we go. Good jump. Matt Albert holding Peyton Hall at bay for the moment. Hopefully we get a long green flag run here. We have 112 of 200 complete. Howell to the inside of Albert. Going to take that away easily. Ryan Robertson now the 66 holding down the lead. He's going to lead a lap. Parkman, and looks like Andrew Allen getting in a little bit of a scuffle. Going to fall back. The edge of your screen. Looks like Rudik subscribed for Tier 1 for a month. Thank you very much for that sub.
Rudy for president.
Hell yeah, Rudik for president. I'm a believer. Peyton Hall now out in front. Cody Johnson get a little loose out of 4. Everybody is okay from there. Again, I am Tom Torrey in the booth with you tonight. Paul Wilkins, a.k.a. The Shine. Put his Twitch stream out there one more time. If you haven't followed this man, you should. He is hilarious. And we have another caution.
Sounds like a little far away from your mouth.
What happened there?
We'll see what happens. Let's back that ass up with the meandyourmom.com replay. Looks like Connor Rowe involved in this one with the 51 of Floyd Stewart. Let's see how this pays out. Oh, Aiden Lund just getting loose, causing havoc. Causing Rowe to get loose, spinning in front of Fuller and Stewart. And unfortunately, another caution tonight. Again, these guys at Dover, this is one of those racetracks where you feel like these guys know what they're doing, and it can end up being your worst nightmare and biting you in the ass. Rowe having a decent night, but so far, as at this point, not good. Not good enough.
I must admit, driving with these drivers in this league compared to officials, they make the biggest effort to try and back up and not get involved in accidents. You know what I mean? If there's a big checkup in front of you, they'll back up and back up and back up and come to a stop if need be. They make sure that they're not going to get involved in these incidents. But it's just, this track is brutally bad for incidents.
Now,
there's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, with Dover being as it is and the next gen cars being that they are, it's really a lot of the car and the stability. I don't really look at it as the driver's. I basically more of the car than the skill level of the driver, especially here at this point.
The other thing that we're going to have to watch now is we're at a stage where what are we on lap? 116?
About 116, yeah.
So many people will have pitted and they'll have taken their tyres, and they're going to be on tyre issues coming towards the end of this race because we only got 5 sets, including the ones we started on.
Now, in your opinion, was that enough?
Probably never enough, but knowing the way these races, if this had been a bigger track, usually it all kind of calms down at lap 100. If it was out of 200, at lap 100, everything would have calmed down, everything would have settled down, and we could have had long runs. But because people keep pitting, I could guarantee you they've not unchecked to change the tyres, and not a lot of people are going to be left with tyres. So this is going to get slidey, and this is going to get scary towards the end of this. Anybody could win this.
Yeah, I mean, Peyton Hall's out in front now, but
yeah, but
it could be different towards the end.
That's the norm.
It is.
Yeah, that's
Blade 72X says, I think I died in the car. Me too, bro. That back-to-back chances of winning the Horseboat 250 and the Cliffs of Dover 200 have been dashed. You might as well go to church on Sunday because you need religion.
Yeah, so I think Jonathan is coming there for a strategic pit stop, and so is Cody.
Interesting insight from Paul Wilkins.
So basically, Cody drives for my team, but my team is named after his Discord server.
Yeah, I mean, it's wheeling and dealing. You guys are a good group.
Yeah,
solid bunch. Got some crazies, but I think with every Discord server, you're going to have that.
Yeah, but crazies bring entertainment, eh?
Absolutely. You got to have the right kind of crazy.
Yes, absolutely.
It's always about a balance.
That's why I stopped road racing and came to NASCARs, because of the salt and the chat.
We'll have to talk about road racing in just a minute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to. I think you know what I'm referring to, because I'm still a little in the dark. We'll see what happens there. I don't know if you want me on your team. We're going to discuss that here at the next restart. We got Peyton Howell, Matt Albert in row 1 with Brad Gutierrez and Jacob Prince in row 2. Jazz Hubbard and Justin Shute. A lot of J's in row 3. Jonathan Militia and Sean Anderson row 4 with row 5 rounding out your top 10. Chris Parkman and Alex Tilley. Anybody who labeled the 23 still being alive in this race, you should have bought a Powerball ticket here in the States for a chance at, I don't know, $750 million. Whatever. Pace car is off. 2 Chevrolets ready to go in the Geico restart zone. Matt Albert, Peyton Howell. Can you hear me?
Ready, green flag.
Jimmy Johnson as my spotter giving us the go-ahead. We are Green Flag Racing. Paul, when are we practicing for that race at Spa?
Well, so they've just released the 2 new cars, the Corvette and the Mustang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the Mustang. That's hot.
Now, where me and Tyler Wootan, Mr. Woot, exactly, me and him are the original friends on this server. You know what I mean? Before Cody came along and all the rest of it, me and him were pals. We used to do a lot of the road racing together.
Sure.
And he drives a Mustang for real, in real life. So this is the decision that we've made, is we're going to be doing the Spa in the Mustang because that's his car, you know what I mean?
Right
So
on.
he's done a track day around Sebring in his own road car.
Okay.
But after we tested the new Mustang the other night, and it feels really nice. So I think
I
that'll
saw
be a
that.
great
I
car.
saw that in the last update.
Yeah.
So I think I'll probably pick that up.
Yeah, but no, the team's set up. I've got, I mean, basically we're going to be running probably 6 drivers. We're going to be running 4 guys from the States, and we're going to be running 2 guys from over here. I've got a guy down in England that I've raced with before, and myself. And we can take shifts without having to drive through the night.
Oh, we
Sean.
got Tilly and Sean Anderson.
Wow.
I didn't want to interrupt you because I was trying to actively pay attention to what was going on there with action happening. Looks like Parkman
Sean's had a
got
rough
out of the
race.
way. Looks like at the damn near last second. Good for him. Tilly colliding. And then Tilly just bump grinding that wall. And unfortunately, kind of didn't break. Kind of rammed the back of Anderson. But Tilly's night in that 23 all but finished without that front end. Oh, and then he cut him off. Yikes. Not a good look. Hopefully that wasn't intentional.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Nah, okay, we're going to be okay for now.
You can't do that to the president's car, for goodness sake.
Yeah, I mean, it's the presidential car. What are you going to do? It's bullshit. Again, Paul Wilkins hanging out with me here tonight. I don't know how much time you got left. I've lost track. I was going to try to keep time, so to keep you awake.
Oh, just the thing is, I'm actually quite enjoying myself, so we'll just hang about until the point where my eyeballs shut, or the race ends.
Sounds good, man. It's a pleasure to have you again, Paul Wilkins, in the booth with me tonight. A long time coming. I felt like we were supposed to do this a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's just never panned out.
No, not when I'm racing. It's a
can't do
completely
that,
different
no.
story when I'm racing. But no, it's something that I really wanted to do, and also another thing that I would love to be able to do maybe one week is be race control, because I feel like the drivers would learn so much by being a bit of authority in a race.
Hey, man,
You know what I mean? 'Cause
we would have to talk about that if you're interested. I know with the time difference, to do race control, I mean, I know the guys would be chomping at the bit to let you do some race control. But yeah, that'd be definitely something to talk about for sure.
it's okay turning up to race every week and having the fun part, but I do believe that it takes a lot of organisation. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of everything. So I don't mind helping. You know what I mean? It creates a league, and I think it's good fun. I think it.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Paul Wilkins offering up his services for race control. I will definitely bring that up with the boys. I know. We would definitely welcome that. So, I mean, that's great. I'm glad that you would offer something like that. We do appreciate that. If I wasn't broadcasting, I would be more into the race control.
Yeah.
But, it's my passion. I love doing this. I know the guys appreciate what I do. They've made it awesome for me as far as made my life easy as far as my job here and my role.
No, you're the main man for doing the streams, because every single time you run one of these streams, I sit and watch it the next day, even though I've raced in it. Just
I know.
to listen to your commentary,
I even look, because sometimes I don't remember the shit that I've said, and I don't. I think
the whiskey.
Well, it's the whiskey and the fact that. So I don't know if you know this about me, Paul. I used to play a lot of music. I toured a couple times.
Okay.
Done a lot of things I probably shouldn't have.
Okay. Yeah, I've got you.
Yes, so my short-term memory is a little bit shot sometimes. So I watch the streams back just to be like, oh shit, I said that. Sometimes I don't realize what I've said. That's probably not a great thing to admit live. But just one of those things where it's always good to just check it back anyways, because the races are always fun to watch. and definitely fun for the viewers. Fly Guy only 773 says, "Yo, what is cracking, my man? What is going on? Appreciate you jumping in the stream. If you're in the server, dude, we'll get you in the booth if you want to join the broadcast. If you are watching this thing live,
Fly Guy.
Hall and
Fly
Matt
Guy's
Albert.
in here.
So Fly Guy, I gotta give Fly Guy some credit. Watch this guy if you haven't seen him before. Click on his name, give him a follow. I follow
Absolutely.
him when I have a chance.
Oh.
It's between the Shine and
yeah.
Fly Guy are the two people that I watch the most when it comes to iRacing. I love Fly Guy's personality. I love it because he's a fellow Midwest guy. You know, I'm out the Milwaukee area. He's a Chicago guy. Got to give representation when representation is due. Fly Guy, one of my favorite dudes to watch when I have a moment. And I try to make myself known in the chat
He's
and
got
share the love. All love, brother. I'm walking up to the booth now. Join the broadcast waiting room, and we will get you in here. We'd love to have you
Green
live.
flag.
Green Flag Racing back at it. Matt Albert and Peyton Howell on the front row with Jacob Prince and Justin Shoup. And we get this guy in the booth. I would love to have Fly Guy in the booth, at least for a little bit. Again, all love. All love. From Chicago, Peyton Hall, Jacob Prince, Matt Albert, Brad Gutierrez, and Justin Shoup in your top 5 with Jazz Hubbard, Jonathan Militia, Chris Park with Jonathan Evans, and James Bowles rounding out your top 10. Trying to speak English, but the whiskey is good. See that battle here for 8th place between James Bowles and Chris Parkman. James Bowles at 85, newer to this league, and we are happy to have him. Oh, Ryan Robertson taking Brandon Meyer to the cleaners. But Ryan Robertson getting in a little bit of trouble of his own. Let's back that ass up with the MeanMom.com instant replay. Again, Dover being a bane of some of these guys' existence. Here tonight, let's watch this back look like Tyler Wooten is involved in this as well.
Oh, man.
Looks like Robertson just gets just a smidgen loose. Wooten escapes. Brandon Meyer not so lucky. Yeah, that is a bummer. Let's watch it back one more time just so we can get just the
that was
edge up
lucky for
perspective.
Tyler.
Yeah, dude, for real. Let's ride on board with Brandon Meyer. Let's see what he's got. Being the collateral damage, if you've never seen that movie with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise, Collateral. You should pick it up. Oh, yeah. Looks like he's going to be fine. Ryan Robertson on the other end. Not so much. Let's Ryan on board with him. Kind of give a listen on what the hell happened. Yeah, just snaps it loose. Snaps it back right. Taking that Celtics 34. And giving him a little bit of hurting for the squirt. Again, Robertson looks like he's going to stay out, maybe hit the booth or hit the pits. But again, 131 of 200 in the bank. And let's pop in one of the guys I've been waiting to talk to for a long time. 773 of Tyrone Reed. Tyrone, Fly Bigums. Fly Guy, only 773. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. How about y'all selves, man? Blessings to all, man.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. We're doing well, doing well. You got Paul Wilkins in the booth all the way from
What
Scotland.
up, Fly Guy?
It's like
Yo.
3 a.m. for that guy. He has also graced me with his presence. Both of you, thank you for being on the program. Tyrone, how's it going in Chicago?
Oh, it's going great right now. Right now, I'm starting to get myself situated. Finna take myself out for a night of the town. Matter of fact, I'm finna be in your neck of the woods up there in that old Milwaukee.
Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. Milwaukee is a wonderful city to come visit. I love going to Chicago for legal reasons, if you know what I'm saying, as well as just having a good time. Fly Guy, thank you again for joining the booth. When are you going to come and race with us, man? We've been trying to get you in here for a long time. We've got Watkins Glen next week. 2 weeks from now is North Wilkesboro. And then at the end of the month, we're actually doing Monza, the Oval.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. With me being a young buck at Spear, but an old man of age, Friday nights be a little eventful for me. But I definitely, because I promised a couple weeks ago that I definitely got to join the race real quick. So hopefully next weekend I'll have an opportunity to do it, even though it's at a road course. But we're gonna definitely make something happen.
Hey man, and we would love to have you. And I know, I'm a 38-year-old man. I got 3 kids. I'm married. I understand the nightlife. Friday night, you want to get out and do your thing. So totally understand it. And again, thank you for joining us as we get ready to start the next restart. Looks like Peyton Howell and Jacob Prince on the front row. Brad Gutierrez, Justin Shoup, Jazz Hubbard, Jonathan Militia with Chris Parkman, Jonathan Evans. Rounding out your top 10 is James Bowles and Tyler Curley in the 43. Tyrone, I don't know if you've heard or watched much of the Gears Cup Series, but that 77 car is a fast son of a bitch. He's got 3 wins on the year. He's a guy who is always near the front every race with an I rating of 5,600. I don't know where you're at in I rating, but how do you think you compare to a Peyton Howell?
Well, I'll say this, especially at a track like Dover, if you can maintain and definitely keep the tires up under it, you're pretty much a shoe-in for success. But at the same time, though, anything can go when you're here at the Monster Mile. So he's still not out of the thick woods yet, but he's sitting there nice and pretty up there on the high side. So he might be a good one to go for, man. I might have to put him on my bracket real quick, but I like Dover, though. Dover is not too bad of a track, though. It's definitely fun. It's definitely a challenge. But if you're good at it and you know how to get around it, it definitely separates the boys from the men.
Now, I got to ask you, man, do you veer on the side of having or veer on the side of, as far as mistakes go, is it more on the driver's side or the car side here at Dover?
I feel like at Dover, it's more on the driver's side. Dover is definitely a track that you can definitely wheel it in there and give you sometimes a little bit of false hope. But if you take it in there a little too hot, though, it'll definitely snap around you, especially with these next gen with the type of rack and pinion that they got. Once it snaps, she's pretty much gone to go.
Yeah, I would agree with that, man. I feel like I'm not very fast at Dover. I'll be totally honest with you. But I feel like you get into 1 and 2, you feel the car turn in. You're like, oh yeah, that's the sweet spot. But then it changes, and then you're like, oh shit! And to the novice, you would overcorrect and right turn into the wall. Especially with these next gen cars, they can get unstable really quick on these tires.
Yeah, one thing about me that I struggle at
like
sometimes, even I see the higher up guys struggle at too sometimes, is you really got to dime in the corners. If you try to go in and just wrap around the corner, coming out of 2 or coming out of 4, that wall really comes real quickly, and plus you're coming out of the hill and going back downhill, so the car gets very light, as we got a big one.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna interrupt you, but yeah, I'm doing a replay right now. Yeah, big ass crash with Jazz Hubbard, one of my new favorites in the league in that 35 Ford Mustang. Getting a little help from that 85 of James Bowles. Ford Mustangs, again, I don't know if you've seen us a lot. The Chevy Camaro seems to be the dominant force in this league. I'm hoping that changes. I'm a Chevy guy. Oh, and the 12 giving the 35 a shot. Both of them meeting Jesus firsthand. Damn.
But that's the problem that I said right there when I was talking. Coming out of the corners, coming out of 4, coming out of 2, coming out of that hill, the car gets very light right there. And if you got somebody pushing you, yeah, she's going to get away from you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, I got Paul Wilkins, Tyrone Reed, Fly Guy 773 in the lobby here tonight. I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horse Boat, hanging out with you for the Cliffs of Dover 200, the Gears Cup Series special. Now, I will tell you Tyrone. Go ahead, Paul.
I'll tell you what, watching this race and watching the way Peyton's obviously in charge. He likes to be up the front, he likes to be in the lead, but these guys behind have not got the wins yet this season.
Yeah.
And something's telling me that, I had my differences with Justin at the start of the season. We settled our differences, everything's all good. But I've got a funny feeling he's going to win this.
Shoup, the 999 machine, is a very solid car week in and week out. It seems like he's always near the front. A guy that I really think is an underdog and not really kind of being looked at is the 84 Brad Gutierrez. Again, if you were watching about a month ago, Brad in the 84 had a win basically stripped because of a jumped restart. So he technically did not win the race that he did win. So a chance at redemption for him, sitting in the top 5, currently in 4th with that 84 Jimmy Johnson machine. I love his racing style. He's always been up front, that bow tie. You've always seen a parent, a guy that I think may win the race here tonight.
Well, I definitely say if nobody has anything for that 7-7 car, the best thing that the rest of the field can possibly do, depending on how many more laps that we got, I can't see that at the moment, try to get on an off strategy and try to get some fresh tires on them bad boys and try to see if they can get around them like that. That might be the best strategy for the guys behind, especially if they thirsty for a win.
Now, Tyrone, I'll tell you right now, with our league, we have 70% fuel capacity. Right now, we're sitting at, looks like lap 138 of 200. So you've got about 63 laps, give or take, a lap or two here for a cushion. 70%, I don't know if you know what that is as far as Dover and fuel percentage, but I think they might be able to make it if they stop one more time.
Okay.
6 to 8 laps it was on a tank of fuel when we started, but we only had 5 sets of tires, including the ones we started on Fly Guy.
Tires might be an issue here towards the end for some of these folks, but right now it looks like Peyton Howell he's a dominant force in this league. 3 wins on the year. Jacob Prince has been valiant in his effort here tonight. I gotta say, big hats off to Justin Shoup running here in 3rd, Brad Gutierrez, and a big guy who we started a Sprocket series on Monday nights, Tyrone. For some of these guys who are under 3K I rating and looking just to get more track time in these next-gen Cup cars, we created this other league. Jonathan Militia in the 69 Shitty Coolers machine was leading a lot of laps there towards the end, and had a good car and having a good run here at Dover.
Well, even if the guys behind is, somewhat a little bit lower in IR and stuff like that, it's still good to get seat time, practice time, because at the end of the day, IR is just a number. It goes up and down, but you still got to have that racecraft behind you. And I know a lot of guys that drive the wheels off these next gens or any car, but they let the IR fool you or anything like that. So definitely get that seat time, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I from your latest statement there, I would imagine that you're more. IR doesn't really matter more to me. I think it's more of a safety rating. Like, how good is your racecraft? I think IR fluctuates just because of the lobbies that you're in.
Yeah. Because me personally, I sit at a 35 right now. I'm at a 3400 right now. But since I drive the A car so much though, and usually when I am in the A car, I'm either in second or top split. I can hang right along with the top boys. So it's all about just seat time, comfortability, whatever car that you're comfortable with, and if that's truck or Xfinity, and just stay with it and just, master your craft on that particular vehicle. Then once you want to venture off, then go ahead and venture off. But I always try to stick to what I know the best, that's the A car.
Now, Tyrone, again, I do appreciate you sparing a little bit of your time. I know you're trying to get up north here in your evening. If you could DM me your link to Twitch. I know Paul tried to put it in here tonight in our chat, and it got starred out. If you give me that, I will put that in the chat here. You guys need to follow Fly Guy 773 if you haven't yet. Fly Guy only 773 is a wonderful iRacer to watch. A guy, as you mentioned, he's near the top split or top split when it comes to racing officials. He's a good guy to watch and a great personality for the community that is iRacing. Peyton Howell, Jacob Prince, Brad Gutierrez, Justin Shoup, and Jonathan Evans in your top 5. Chris Parkman, Jonathan Militia, Tyler Curley, Andrew Allen, and Nathan Fuller rounding out your top 10. Action all over the track as we try to get to the conclusion of Dover. Again, less than 60 laps to go. Winner of this race, courtesy of Adrenaline Performance, will win $40. And the winner of the correct prediction of tonight's race will be entered into a drawing from the chat for the latest early access game on Steam, Body Cam. I don't know if you heard about that, Tyrone. That is a badass game.
Hell yeah. As I'm looking at the battles right here, it seems like we got 4th through 8th sitting under a blanket right now, so we probably gonna have some action coming through there. But everybody else seems like they're pretty stringed out, pretty settled in and stuff like that, but I'm sure that the action is not done yet.
No, we are definitely not done. I'm glad that they're getting kind of strung out. Seems like when we've grouped these guys back together, cautions breed cautions, as it were. Again, Dover, a difficult track for a lot of guys. For the gifted driver, obviously something they can overcome. deal with the banking, but for the novice driver or a guy that's just improving his racecraft, Dover looks easy on the outlook, but once you're out on the track, putting that time in, racing around other cars, it presents quite a challenge.
You know something? See, watching this right now, I actually think that most of these guys will have had their last set of tyres, and it's when they're going to be 20, 25 laps to go, these guys are going to be loose.
And that's my fear. I mean, I don't want to go through a bunch of green-white checkers and go through all that. But, you know, strategy is definitely important here at this leg of the race. Again, we are race 14 of 33 in the books. Next week is going to be Watkins Glen for the Rocket League Boost 100. And then North Wilkesboro for the Old Smoky. I think 250 or something like that. I don't know.
Well, as everybody's still getting strung out and we still got one more pit stop remaining, I say that the best bet is try to get as much track position as you can. If you got one more set of tires in there, then you at least know that you can make it all the way to the end. But for right now, try to get as much as you can. Try to settle in, try to keep it. We still got more than 50 laps to go. So I think these boys right here are trying to battle it out for a hot little second and see what they can get from these tires. Go ahead and make their next pit stop and try to run it all the way to the finish.
Absolutely. It looks like Curley and Nathan Fuller hitting the wall. Tyler, it looks like Justin Shoup and Jonathan Evans banging doors around 1 and 2, providing good drama going into the latter end of this race. And I got to ask you boys both, being as a Scotland native, do you golf, Paul?
When I was younger, I did a lot. I played a lot of golf, but not so much now. I'm more orientated. You know what I mean? I went through years of bringing up my kids, and then just got to a point where I just play iRacing now. You know what I mean? I don't do anything else
I get it.
play iRacing.
How about you, Tyrone?
No, I don't golf, but when it comes to outdoors activities, I'm more of a person that I like to play a lot of baseball and softball. That's like
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. See, I'm getting near 40, so I don't do that shit anymore. Like, my knees are fucking shot. Let's be real.
Right,
so,
can I give you an update on this with the laps? Because I have this up on my screen with what laps they pitted on. So the top 9 drivers all pitted on lap 97, 98. So these guys are going to be due a pit stop imminently.
Damn.
The only other ones, Jonathan and Matt Albert in 10th, they both pitted 117 and 133.
Thank you, Scottish Larry McReynolds. Paul Wilkins giving us the lowdown of the top 9 and where they stand. Surprising they are in the front, but again, if that is true, pit stops are imminent and fuel is going to be needed as we're riding on board the nose of the 69 of Jonathan Militia and that shitty Coolers Chevrolet Camaro.
One thing that might be a wrench thrown out there, though, but if these guys only do have one more set of tires left, it might be a crazy idea to do, but it could work, though, especially with the cautions that we've been having. You could just go ahead and get fuel right now and hope and pray that a caution comes out with 20 or 15, 10 laps to go, and then use your last set of tires, and you will fly through and feel like you're Superman.
See, I like what you're thinking right there. That's something that I would do. I would risk it for the biscuit on that one. Especially here at Dover, man. What do you got to lose?
The only person that's going to last through to the end on fuel is 10th place Matt Albert, who's now moved up to 9th.
Now, I got to show you guys Tyrone to the 08 of Cody Johnson, running currently in 11. If you notice him going through the turn, his engine cuts out. So fuel conservation is key right now. Cody Johnson, your 2023 Gears Cup Series champion, putting on a show from the nose cam. We're going to stick with him for another lap or two so you get kind of a feel for what the hell he's doing and how he's doing it.
Well, definitely, Cody is definitely a very smart driver, and he's definitely a very observant driver. Not a guy that's going to push the issue, but has the speed, if so. But right now, what he's definitely doing is definitely coasting it in there, pretty much just saving as much fuel as he possibly can as he's clutching it. He's probably going to try to either stretch it as far as he possibly can or possibly hope that he can make it all the way. So I'm lucky to see and happy to see that he's on a different strategy than everybody else, because I'm sure everybody else is probably going to go ahead and pit, but he's going to try to be in it for the long run.
Now, I got to ask, do any of you guys do this?
Yes.
How difficult is it to do? I don't do this shit, so that's why I'm asking. I'm asking a serious question. You can laugh at me all you want.
No.
Well, I can't do this without spinning the car around.
You go fly guy.
Well, I was just going to say it like this. it's definitely about being patient. And once you do it, you have to do it all the way throughout the full field run. You can't, miss a lap or two, then go back. No, you have to do it out through the whole field run. But it's all about being patient. And a lot of times the people that's patient like this, they usually get the results that they want. So I'm not mad at them. Smart move, very strategic. And I'm definitely sure that's going to pay off at the end. And I know that Cody's going to be a contender up there at the end.
Now, for me, that's a lot of moving around with your hands as you're trying to keep it smooth, keep a consistent line. You're cutting off your engine of fuel, restarting it back up as you get off the corner. And that's timing, dude. That's timing, and that just shows how much practice and effort this guy puts into every single race.
Well, I will tell you this much. When it comes to clutching the car, especially if you turn it off too, but the only time that the A car really gets a little squirrely is when you cut it back on and the RPMs jump back up. Yeah. Other than that, it is not too difficult. It's all about muscle memory and not forgetting to turn the car back on when you hit the throttle.
Good knowledge being dropped here by Tyrone Reed and Paul Wilkins. And it looks like we have a loose and loud segment. Again, Tyrone, if you're not familiar with that, that means where we shut the hell up and let the car engine speak for themselves. This is a loose and loud segment brought to you by Base Puppy and Adrenaline Performance, providing the $40 sponsorship fee to the winner of tonight's race. Here is your loose and loud Base Puppy. All right, bringing you back in from the Loose and Loud. Paul Wilkins, Tyrone Reed, and myself, Tom Torrey, with less than 25 laps to go. We got action! Jonathan Militia and a shitty Cooler 69 in the wall, in the inside wall in the front stretch. Only one car, not going to call the caution. Jacob Prince, your leader. Jonathan Evans, Brad Gutierrez, Cody Johnson, and Tyler Curley in your top 5. Again, I have Tyrone Reed and Paul Wilkins with me. Again, both you guys, been a while since I've talked to Paul, and been a minute since I've talked to you, Tyrone. Thank you for joining the program.
Absolutely.
Again, Paul, you mentioned here right before we
Yes.
got back, looked like 51 in the wall now.
And this right here is the time of the race that I was talking about, especially with the war tires and the light fuel load that these cars got. These cars are very loose in right now, and they're getting tail heavy, especially coming out of these corners and diving into the corners. Because one thing I like about Dover, it's like a roller coaster. You go up the hill, down the hill.
Oh!
There's a lot of variations that changes.
Peyton Howell put the 51 of Floyd Stewart in the wall. As we are just getting to that.
That is uncalled for.
And that right there could be two things. It could be a rival, or also it could be just a different of breaking in and breaking out. Everybody has their own entry in and stuff like that. That might just be a misjudgment call right there.
It might have been. I am not going to speculate too much. Jacob Prince in the 39. I don't think anybody picked him to win here tonight. We have 20 laps to go.
Well, Jacob's going to have to pit any minute.
Paul says any minute he's going to have to pit and give up the lead. Jonathan Evans and Cody Johnson looking like the two that could be in contention for victory. We will see.
They're gonna
Fuel
be tight
strategy
on
is
fuel.
coming to play. Let's ride on board with the 26 and see how he's doing. Oh, who the hell's in
39.
front of him? Holy shit. Evans cutting out his engine. Prince as well. Prince trying to hang on. Fuller going to make the pass. Prince getting loose off of 4. Going right. Holy cow. Holding it together. Is he? Is he not?
He's running out of fuel.
He is stopped on the track.
Caution.
Caution is out. Jonathan Evans, your
Stay visible
leader.
here. Nice and smooth. Cool your tires off. Get your fans up.
Decision time for these front runners.
Well, this is right here is that moment that I was talking about earlier. 20 laps to go. Hopefully everybody that has tires has saved tires. Now is just going to be a straight shootout, dash for the cash all the way to the end. I'm sure we're not done with cautions just because we're backing them, bunching everybody back up, but it's going to be a hell of a race all the way out now.
Again, a couple guys that haven't had a victory this season up near the front. Cody Johnson, the only one amidst the top 5 with a victory this season. So it's going to be great. I mean, okay, let me be even bolder. In the top 10 currently, Cody Johnson, the only one with a victory this season.
Well, for all these front runner guys that doesn't have a victory, the best thing that they can do, hopefully they learn something from that Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson race a couple weeks ago in Dover. The best thing you can do right now is just aero block and try to get the guy behind you as tight as possible. Even though you might not be the fastest car, it takes a hell of a machine to get around somebody, especially fighting through that air.
Again, following this race will be the Gears Cup Series post-race show, sponsored by Adrenaline Performance. Again, sponsoring this race, providing $40 to the winner of the Cliffs of Dover 200. Chris Parkman getting the lucky dog pass. And around he goes. And Tyrone, have you seen... So on Steam, I'm giving away tonight, if the correct winner, we're going to put him in a drawing for the new game Body Cam. Have you witnessed that at all on Steam?
No, I have not, but I'm assuming that it is either a first person or a action type of game.
I would definitely take a minute to look at that when you have a moment. They take photorealism and Unreal Engine 5. It looks uncanny realistic by the videos. I've picked that up. I've downloaded it. I am waiting to get done with this program to give it a shot. And we're going to give away one tonight if we have a correct winner and prediction of tonight's race.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the screenshots right now. Yeah, this game right here looks incredible.
For real, man. It's a good group. Honestly, just looks fantastic from start to finish. It's going to be hopefully a rival to that whatever you call it, Call of Duty series.
They're all coming in at the pits. This is going to be some ending of this race.
Yeah, definitely. The only guys look like staying out right now is Travis Stroney on the lead lap, going to inherit the lead. Starting 26th, currently up front in that Stroh's Lawn Care. If you need your bush trimmed, give this guy a shout. He will trim your bush all the way down.
Or me, I'll quite
the
happily
roots.
trim bushes. It's not a problem.
So Tyrone, I gotta tell you something. I heard on the radio today. So growing up, my grandfather, when I would visit him, he listened to a lot of radio, like talk radio. So I've inherently earned that trait. In doing so, I heard because of the birth rate in Japan, the government is actually coming out with an app for getting married. But there's 3 key components that you need to have. One is going to be a photo and verification that you are who you say you are, obviously. 2 is a copy of, I think, last year's or a number of amount tax returns to prove that you have an actual occupation. And 3, literally signing electronically that you are looking for marriage and not a hookup. Is that something you could do right now in your current state?
Well, I'm a firm believer of single is just mingling. But if I was to ever find the right love of my life, you know, in Japan, China, or any of those Eastern Asian countries, then yeah, why not? You know,
Why not? Why not? Okay.
Give it a shot.
Right now. Paul says he's thinking about going to Japan. He apparently has his tax returns printed off and ready to go.
Yeah, I've just done that there just now when he told me that.
He
so
literally has paper copies, Tyrone.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll be missing Watkins Glen next week because I'm going to find myself some Japan girlfriend.
Let me find out that you just sent 12 applications and they still haven't got back to you.
Right? He's waiting on 5 emails, bro. Like, I don't know. Travis Stroney.
They already told you don't contact us. We'll contact you.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, but please.
Travis Stroney and Ryan Robertson, who doesn't have a fucking nose on his front end, on the front row with Andrew Sanford and Matt Albert. I think the most Toyotas I've seen in the top 5 in a long time. Going to lead us off at the Geico restart zone with 14 laps to go. Having a great time. And Matt Albert sends Andrew Sanford to the cleaners and then spins out in front of everyone. Stroney and Robertson will retain the front row, and we will be in another caution, which really, at this point, is awesome. I don't really care.
I need to give a shout out to Tyler Wooten. Woot
Tyler
in the chat.
Woot.
He's a member of the Wheeling and Dealing crew.
Again, if you have a Prime sub or feel like subbing, it goes back into the stream. Supporting good comedic relief. Apparently, again,
Japanese relief, more
I
like.
I usually am riding solo in the booth, so I do appreciate having you two guys in tonight, joining me in Dover. Dover has been nothing short of an action pack, which, you know, Paul, I know you've raced in this league a little bit here for a while. Well, for a while now here, let's be clear. You know, we haven't had as many cautions as we have here tonight. For the last month, we've had a pretty good stretch of races.
No, we have. It's usually towards the second half of the race, it's just calmed down, and I was begging for a caution at Talladega last week, but it never came out. But this has been full of it. So I just hope Cody's not near his incident limit, because he's had a few wee bumps and scrapes. But Jonathan, he's not going to be anywhere near it, and he's fast.
Yeah.
Jonathan's got the bit between his teeth, I think.
Ryan Robertson just being in second without a nose, I think, is amazing. Big shout out to the 66 Eagles Super Bowl champion 213 Simware machine, representing the Toyotas 1 and 2 here tonight. Jonathan Evans, Andrew Sanford, Justin Shoup, Cody Johnson, Jacob Prince, and then Peyton Howell running back in 8th. Do you guys think Peyton Howell comes back through the field and wins this tonight? Looks like when we go back green, about less than 10 to go.
No.
Well, right now, as I'm looking at how everything is going, everybody's pretty much fighting for all they can grab. Honestly, I'm thinking right now the catbird seat is just as far back as Johnson, but right now I'm liking where the leader is sitting at, because with these laps being ticked off, with these caution laps, I mean, the most they got to do is 2 laps, just in case if another caution do come out on the next restart.
You're exactly right about that. Travis Stroney Again, hasn't won here in the Gears Cup Series. He's been here since the Heat 5 days. We are now in, I believe, year 2 or year 3 of actually being on iRacing full time. Stroney has been here since the actual beginning. So I think he's won on the console days, but has not won here on the iRacing era, as I would say, not trying to quote Taylor Swift or anything she does. But the 21 Stroh's lawn care machine, definitely overdue for a victory. He's got a crinkly car, but not like his teammate, 66, who will start beside him in that Eagles machine. Now, Paul, I know you're friends with Jonathan Evans. You're friends
Absolutely.
with Cody Johnson.
Absolutely. Well, Cody Johnson drives on my team.
He's your teammate.
Absolutely.
Do you think Cody Johnson gets in here, he sneaks in, or do you think we got a new winner tonight?
I think we've got a new winner tonight, and I think the new winner is going to be in Jonathan Evans, even though he's on Rudy for President team. Cody, I would love to win, but I think Cody's going to beat Peyton.
It's going to be a fun run as we get set for double file restart, I believe.
This is going to be wild.
And we are on the backstretch getting ready to go. I am too drunk to taste this chicken. Again, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to have you along for the ride tonight. Again, always fun to have people, as I usually ride solo for these races.
You do so well at doing the solo stuff, man. It's
Dude,
just nice to
I
join
can
you.
fucking talk to myself all day. It's just I don't really like to do that. Especially after the Friday I have had. It's definitely a pleasure to get some comedic relief other than my own fucking brain. So I know Mike doesn't like me to swear too much. Sorry about that, Michael. Especially with the S-bombs.
Mike's done a stellar job of controlling this tonight.
Mike DeWalt, again, a superb job. Chef's kiss as far as race control, as far as Paul Wilkins is concerned.
Oh, absolutely.
Tyrone Reed, I hope we see you next week for Watkins Glen. I would love to commentate on your name, promote your stream a little bit. Again, you really do a good job at promoting the community. You're always, I found you on my front page amidst the hot tub streams, which I've gone and removed. You have definitely provided a good personality and a positive outlook of what iRacing community could be. So, again, I do appreciate you giving a moment of your time. Again, the most valuable thing you can give is your time. I do appreciate that genuinely.
I appreciate you too as well for at least noticing and recognizing stuff like that. That's all I try to do, is just try to bring a little bit of a comedian side to the sport and stuff like that.
Me too, man.
Let everybody know that
Me too.
Racing is not all
Here's
stuck
Peyton.
up and concentration. You can have fun and still be competitive at the same time.
Absolutely. And Cody Johnson and Peyton Howell with a little sportsmanship. Looks like Cody Johnson hanging back. I don't know what'll happen from there. We have 8 laps to go, and holy shit, what the hell just happened?
Is out. Hold your position.
Oh my god.
I know, man.
What is going
I think
on?
we need to start putting like an age limit on.
Well, it seems like right there we have a
Spinning of
classic,
the tires.
episode of Joey Logano blocking gone wrong.
Joey Logano. I love the terminology. That is definitely warranted. 66 just... Oh, looks like Jonathan Evans kind of gave Robertson the old heave-ho. Putting him around. Let's follow on the MeandYourMom.com replay here with the dash cam. Let's see what we can get from Jonathan Evans, and that is unfortunate.
Oh, Jonathan.
Yeah, that does not look good, but I need to find, here we go. Nose cam, Jonathan Evans, here we go.
And for the viewers out there watching, if anybody has ever seen the 2016, I believe, what was that? Homestead race between Joey Logano and Carl Edwards. This right here is a classic episode of it right here.
I think a lot of NASCAR aficionados completely understand what you're saying right there. Jacob Prince getting involved in that. Keaton Salyers. Unfortunately, again, collateral damage. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Collateral, with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
I would
definitely a
recommend
good
it.
movie.
One of my favorites, honestly. It's in my top 10.
But one thing I do not like about the 26 car, what he did in that moment, though, even though that he did show a little nose, you got to make it be known. You got to make it be aggressive. And
For real.
let the person know in front of you that, hey, I'm here, I'm doing it, you know what's going on. let's do it. Right there, he was still kind of tucked in behind him a little bit, but he had half his car out. So, you know, from a guy that's looking straight and glancing it back into the mirror, you know, a guy might look at it as, oh, he's not going to block. He's going to fall in line, and that's where the incident comes in.
I would call that a hesitation of establishment of position.
Yes.
Wow, that's exactly what that was.
Holy shit, I'm buzzed, but am able to give you accurate descriptions of what I think is going on.
That
is
was
amazing.
so good.
You
And
guys are
please
here,
do
you
not
witnessed
ask him.
that.
Please do not ask him how to spell all them words.
No,
No,
fuck no.
and
fuck
or even say it again, because I can't even remember what he said. It was so good.
Ah, that's awesome. Travis Stroney, Andrew Sanford, Brandon Meyer, Cody Johnson, Brad Gutierrez, your top 5. Peyton Howell, Kyle Munson, Skylar Comstock, Chris Parkman, and Tyler Curley. A lot of names I really haven't mentioned besides a few in this top 10. I hope you guys are sticking around for the post-race show. I'm going to actually leave some of this to you for questions if you do stick around for the interviews. We do interview the 3rd place, the 2nd place, and the winner of this race.
And it seems like we have Cody Johnson coming down the pit road to
He's
either
gotta.
pit for tires or might be for damage.
Caden says, clear Cody's black flags. He ain't do nothing wrong. That is not something I do. I'm in the booth. I do not give a shit about black flags. I don't care. Wu-Tan says, hesitation of position assertion. That's not what I said.
Yeah, I think it was Tyler, but that was so good. It sounded so good. It meant so much.
The hesitation of establishment of position is what I said.
Of establishment of position.
You have
That's
to
so
establish
good.
position to put yourself, you know, quote unquote, in position, right? You know, establishing outside, inside,
Damn.
whatever. Wu-Tan says, bah ha ha. I don't care for that. I don't care for that at all. I'm gonna drink to that. I'm gonna show up my cam here so y'all can see me. I'm definitely drinking for Wu-Tan right now. I don't know, Tyrone, if you're into that. Paul, if you're into that. Here we go.
I still had to grab my adult beverage, so I'm sober for right now.
Hey, I get it. You got a long ride ahead of you.
Yeah, and I've got a long flight ahead of me because I'm going to Japan, baby. Here we go.
Paul Wilkins looking for love in Tokyo
Oh, yeah.
between
better
Nintendo
believe it.
and whatever.
Yeah, I'm not racing next week at Watkins Glen. I'll be in Japan, baby.
If you are in Japan, you gotta send us pictures. I will definitely give a progress update live here on the show for the Rocket Boost 100, Rocket League Boost or whatever, 100 at Watkins Glen. This has been a wonderful broadcast. 3 laps to go when we come back to Green Flag Racing. Travis Stroney, Andrew Sanford, row 1. Brad Gutierrez, Brandon Meyer, row 2. Peyton Howell, Kyle Munson, row 3. Skylar Comstock, Chris Parkman, row 4. Rounding out your top 10. And finally, Tyler Curley and Sean Anderson. Again, a lot of these guys in this top 10 have not won yet in this series. Peyton Howell being a 3-time winner. Can you please just park it and let somebody new win? That would be great. But
Peyton Howell disqualified Cody and gave him incident points before the start of that restart there. And
Wow.
is giving him the black flag.
Wow.
Well, right now, if we're going back to green, we got the 77 car right back up there. He is a contender.
Hey, Tyrone,
Green flag.
take us home here.
All right, then. Even though I might be up a couple seconds behind, I'll try to do my best.
I'll
We
help
got
you
the
along the
green
way.
flag. We got the green flag on the way. Probably about 15 seconds ago. 21 cars going ahead and diving it in there. 77 jumped to the high side.
Oh, shit. I'm going to take over, Tyrone. Sorry, if you're a couple seconds behind. Brad Gutierrez has taken the lead in the 84 machine. 2 laps to go. Peyton Howell on a mission, passing Andrew Sanford for second. Does he have enough? Can they make it to the white flag? Curley, Stroney in the wall. Looks like Brandon Meyer in the wall.
How's my radio been today? Could you hear me fine?
Wow,
Green,
this
white
is going to
checkered.
set it up for a green-white checkered, our first one tonight between Brad Gutierrez and Peyton Howell. Tyrone, thank you for the play-by-play. I apologize to jump in. It got wild real fast.
No, you did what you had to do, but like I said, that 77 car looking stout. He has another shot at it again on the high side. for this next and hopefully final restart of this main event right here. But the 84 definitely has some speed out there in front. That's one thing that I said. Once you get out in front and you have enough momentum, enough speed to carry, you can definitely put a lot of aero blocking on the car that's following behind you. So it's going to be a drag race to the end.
Yeah, it looks like so far right now, Gutierrez, Howell, Sanford, Parkman, and Anderson, your top 5. Nobody, I would imagine, is going to pit, and this is going to bring our first green-white checker of the evening. Getting some mentions in the Discord. What is going on?
84 does deserve a win. Nice, Tyler.
I do. I am with you there. I mean, I don't. 84, I think, is probably in this group right now. He's been, proverbially robbed. I'm not going to say robbed. I don't think that's the right term to say because there was something that did incur as far as it goes. But again, a guy deserving. He's been up front. He shows good racecraft. He's been up front all night long. He's been holding off some of the best that Gears can offer in the racing league. Again, don't forget, June, I believe, 17th, Monday, is going to be Bristol Motor Speedway for the Sprocket Series, the Old Smoky 150. Tune in for that. Next week is going to be Watkins Glen on June 14th.
Yeah, Tyler, Sean was caught up in one of them on a restart. The guy in front came together. I'll let Mike decide whose fault that was. That was a shame.
Well, I would say this right here between the 84 and the 77. The best bet, just in case if the 77 does get up to the 84 bumper, let them go down low. One thing about these A cars, the next gen car, the side draft is so intense. Even on a track like this with the high speeds, you're better off being up high and side drafting and carrying that momentum through the corner versus going down low and trying to make the pass like that. So if I was 84 and I seen that 77 coming, let them go down low. Do not let them get on your high side.
Remember in this league race, Fly Guy, that you can actually decide if you start on the top or the bottom.
Even better, but I'm sure Leslie's going to choose down low since he's still the car that gets to, determine when they leave and stuff like that. But no, high side is definitely going to be key right here if they do get side by side.
That's what she said.
Now, I will let you know, most picks for tonight on the front row has been on the outside. So it definitely is interesting. Brad Gutierrez taking the inside lane, but your explanation of what's going on here, I believe, is validated. So, I mean, it is one of those things where it's a preference of the driver where they feel most comfortable and where they can feel most effective. Brad Gutierrez in the 84 is going to choose that inside line. Again, 2 laps to go. We're going to be 1 lap here shortly. Again, on the line here tonight, again, before qualifying started, we had some fans, some drivers pick on who they think might win the race here tonight. If the correct driver has been in here and there's multiple people who have that, they will be put in the drawing. Winner receives a copy of the early access release of Body Cam, which is out on Steam right now. Happy to be able to provide that as we get ready for 1 lap to green flag race. Again, green, white checkers, Paul Wilkins, Tyrone Reed, Tom Torrey here hanging out with you for the conclusion of this race. Again, next week is going to be Watkins Glen for the Rocket League Boost 100. Same bat time, same bat channel. Stream starting around 7:45 Eastern time. We're more than happy to provide you all the action here at Casa de la Horseboat. Brad Gutierrez, Peyton Hall in front row. Chris Parkman, Andrew Sanford, row 2. Tyler Curley, Kyle Munson, row 3. Travis Stroney and Andrew Allen, row 4. With Jonathan Evans and Brandon Meyer, row 5. With Peyton Hall and Chris Parkman being the only 2 in this top 10 with a win on the season. What are the odds we have a new winner? We're gonna find out here on the green-white checkers. Brad Gutierrez in the 84 leading us off in the Geico restart zone.
Best bet is to pin him. 77 got to pin him.
Gutierrez gonna hold him to the top. Howell banging doors.
Good side by side.
Side by side as we get to the white flag. Oh, shit! Alt F4 goes Cody Johnson. As they make it to the white flag without disruption. Brad Gutierrez with a good lead. Andrew Sanford, Tyler Curley, Kyle Munson, Andrew Allen, Travis Stroney, Brandon Meyer, Sean Anderson, Jimmy Ensley, and Peyton Howell rounding out your top 10 around turn 3 and 4. Your winner is going to be the 84. A man who got robbed of a victory a month ago has now won the Cliffs of Dover 200.
Congratulations. Great one.
Good win, crazy ending, I must say so myself.
Controversial, to say the least.
Oh my God. Wow.
I am not sure what to make of any of that. And fortunately for me, I do not get the privilege of making decisions on what happened here. But Brad Gutierrez, I believe, is a clear-cut winner, finally getting win number 1 in the Gears Cup Series.
Well, listen, guys. Wonderful race. I'm going to let you do the interviews because it's now 10 to 4 in the morning for me, so it's 3:49 a.m. I need to go to my bed. I'm tired. That's been so much fun, Thomas.
Hey, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate your time on the program. Paul Wilkins, everyone, again, give the Shine some love. Give a shout out. Follow his stream. He would much appreciate that. Again, he's online all the time. A guy that, besides Tyrone Reed, a guy I have a pleasure of watching iRacing. Again, thank you, Paul, for your wonderful commentary here tonight.
You're more than welcome. Thanks again. Thanks, Fly Guy.
All right, man.
Again, we'll keep it right here. Again, Tyrone, if you're staying around, that is awesome. We'll get the podium finishers here in the booth, hopefully, to get this on and get this over. Looks like we'll get Brad in the waiting room here. Looks like Sanford. And Tyler Curley. Let's see if I can get him here. Get him in the booth here real shortly. Give me just one moment. All right, we're going to start with Tyler Curley. We're going to just jump into this post-race show again, sponsored by Adrenaline Performance as we have concluded the Cliffs of Dover 200. Brad Gutierrez, your winner, with Andrew Sanford and Tyler Curley. Bringing in now, let's see if we've got him. And it looks like Tyler Curley. Tyler, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
First podium finish of the year for you. The 43 looking sharp, getting in to the top 3. Tyler, how are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. That was I don't know, breakfast of a race, you could say. But I kept my head down and stayed focused and did what I had to do to get back up to the front after that penalty I got early on. So proud of my teammates for helping me out with that setup this week, and just proud of everyone. That was a lot of fun.
If I know you just gave a couple shout outs, but is there anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
I'll give a shout out to Peyton Howell because he's an amazing race car driver and should have won that race. I'll give a shout out to Cody Johnson for that last lap move because that was like idiot of the week moment. But good race from her, like Peyton, Brad. I think what's his name, Jonathan Evans was up there as well. Like a lot of fun up in the front, but
yeah, you were up front most of the night. I mean, no denying the 43 was a force to be reckoned with here at Dover. I hope you come back to Watkins Glen here next week for the Rocket League Boost 100. Tyler, thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you. You have a good night.
You too, bro. And Tyrone, before I bring in my next guest, I'm going to give you a couple questions to the winner. So think of that as we're going here with the second place finisher.
Yes, sir.
Bringing in the number 73 of Andrew Sanford. Andrew, you got a copy?
Yes, I do. How you doing, Thomas?
Doing well, doing well. Again, congratulations on a second place finish. Started 20th, worked your way up towards the front, got caught up in some stuff, but at 30 seconds or less, give us kind of a rundown on your evening.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos, but I think that's going to probably be the story for everyone. I got wrecked by the 10 on like lap 3. Probably should have ended my race considering I was sliding through most of the front stretch with cars going by. Got wrecked by the 29. I had probably over 3 minutes of damage at one point, and I kind of wish it would have gone green there after we had that long run, because with everyone pitting, I was going to be good to the green, or good to the go. I don't know. Took 2 tires on the last restart, or for the last restarts, and I think just that was the deciding factor. But you know, I'm happy with the P2 finish. Would have loved a P1, but I'm not going to complain.
That is amazing. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, big shout out to all the FIWB boys. Big support from them. They were all on top of the box for most of the race, and then also big support to all the Freedom United Motorsports guys. And then shout out to my girlfriend as well, Miranda.
Oh, shout out to the girlfriend, of course, absolutely, Miranda. He loves you. He's gonna get you a ring. Hopefully, you have a sweet honeymoon. Congratulations here on a wonderful second place finish and a podium appearance. Your career best finish here, Andrew Sanford. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good night.
You too.
Yes.
And the winner, and I can finally say, I do believe official, the number 84, Brad Gutierrez, redemption time for this young man. Again, RGR represent. Brad, how are you feeling, my man?
I'm still shaking, man. I was, coming to that restart. I know you already know what I'm gonna say. I was just thinking about Atlanta and what happened there.
Yeah.
I don't want. I know Peyton was really, really good throughout the race, despite all the cautions. But I knew I had the top, like the second best car. I was not behind him, but I was definitely second, third, most of the majority of the race.
Yeah.
So I knew my car was fast.
All the way down to my plums. Getting all swollen.
And yeah, I was just nervous at the end, and coming at the line, taking the checker flag, I was about to throw my my desktop everywhere out of excitement because it's finally it came around.
You earned it, man, completely. Tyrone, you got any questions for him?
Yes, I got a question. 2 questions actually. One, your deciding factor when it came on that last restart, choosing the bottom and allowing him to get the top. And also, between you and the 77, y'all pretty much had 2 of the cleanest cars out there. So just the level of attrition, how did you be able to maintain such a clean car and be able to have a contender up there towards the end?
Well, to answer the second question first, because I have the best answer for that, it's about staying in the front the majority of the race. Most of the wrecks happen mid-pack towards the end, the rear. So if you stay top 5, even the top 10 today, you definitely miss out on most of those wrecks. Unfortunately, at the end, I had the luck for those guys to get very aggressive and wreck, and I almost got wrecked in that too. So
yeah, you were close.
Definitely just awareness is definitely a big thing. And just not being aggressive early on. I feel like the first 100 to 150 laps, if you have a top 5 car like I did today, just ride around, man. That's all you really have to do. I don't really care for leading all the laps. Payton's just too good, too fast. So, the second question or the first question, what was the first question again?
Choosing the low side versus choosing the high side. It seemed like everybody that had a choice chose the high side, but on that last restart, you chose the bottom. What was your decision on that one?
Yeah. So on that one, I had the better restarts on the inside for some reason today, and on the outside, I would get loose and I would get wheel spin, mostly up there. So eventually, I had to change my starting to just starting second gear and just because I couldn't really. It was hard to try and control the car in first gear, so I just, shot my luck. I know Peyton was trying to mess around with me because I'm pretty sure he knew I had a fast car too on those majority of the restarts, so I was trying to put that, mess around with him too. My car was better on the inside anyway, so that's kind of why I picked that.
Good choice, man. Good choice and a good deserving win, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Definitely my RGR guys, right here, Yahir, Skyler, who was, he got DQ'd today, so he was definitely spotting me the last restart there and telling me exactly where Peyton was. So I mean, if it wasn't for him either, I wouldn't be here right now. Definitely Jacob, our other teammate. We work hard. We put in the work for races like this and try to come over here and win after racing in asphalt media all week long. I want to shout out my asphalt media guys. Definitely, they brought me up to have the skills to come out here and beat some of the best. So appreciate all of them.
Yeah, well, congratulations, Brad. You finally got win number 1 after coming short in Atlanta for an infraction we will not get into.
Should be win number 2.
Well, congratulations. Anyways, you are locked for the playoffs as long as you make the 18 entries required. You are in the playoffs. How does that feel before we let you go?
Man, as a rookie, I just signed up for the league just because I felt like I need a bigger challenge, and these guys offer it a ton. But I definitely didn't expect, one, to make the playoffs coming in. I didn't know how good these guys were, and two, once starting to race with you guys, how good you guys were. It's just like, you know what, maybe I can get a top 10 in points, top 15. I missed the first, or like the first 4 due to injury, so I definitely put myself in a points deficit, but this win helps me out. I'm definitely now top 6 probably in points. So
well, I know.
Yeah,
I know it means a lot. After so much controversy after the first alleged win, now finally getting a first win, and it was clear cut. There was nothing that you did that's going to instigate that or negate that. Congratulations, you are locked into the playoffs. You are a Gears Cup Series winner.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We will conclude tonight's race broadcast here for the Cliffs of Dover 200 at Dover International Speedway. I am Tom Torrey, Paul Wilkins in the booth with me, and special guest Tyrone Reed. Again, thank you again for your presence here tonight, and hopefully we'll see you here next week at Watkins Glen.
No problem, brother. I appreciate the opportunity, and yeah, let's go ahead and get it.
Right on, man. For Tyrone Reed, I am Tom Torrey. Thank you for watching the Gears Racing League. We will see you next time, next week. Same bat time, same bat channel for the Rocket League Boost 100 at Watkins Glen. Good night, everybody.